correctly, whether they know or not. They've got that read. Flash is great.
Great, yeah.
Snow, unfortunately, tons of util all around him. Has to go down, but he brings one with him.
Another nade.
35 to the clock, and 𝙍𝙗's going to try to route down into the M4. 8 bullets in that thing. And he'll put a smoke down to guarantee the connector players can't see unless they peek over top of those stairs. And 𝙂𝙀𝙗𝙧's thinking about it. Dexter, oh, he's been found out. 𝙂𝙀𝙧 tries to get damage in, but that then gives him the information he needs. 𝙍𝙗 able to zone 𝙂𝙀𝙧 down to the bottom of the stairs. 2 versus 2 with a health advantage for the retake, but that retake's not going just yet. They're gonna have to wait until the smoke faded. It has. We're not even at the halfway point, and they're already just walking up along this bench unannounced. 𝙍𝙗 goes for the deep CT peek, and as he makes sound, now the CTs look his way, but Dexter's got a back turn to him. 𝙬𝙗 catches 𝙍𝙗 with hands busy. There's no way to pop open the smoke. He's got to spam correctly. Tech9 headshot needed. No! Pain will close. A damn near flawless CT
How
side.
can you lose this?
Oh, the questions I
𝙁𝙀𝙗𝙗
have
nice.
for certain parts and
video.
certain elements of this game.
Welcome.
Truly impressive stuff here from the side of Pain. They really were able to put the Falcons away early on in this series. Mirage going their way was the pick of Pain. So obviously now the question marks begin. What the hell is going on, Jacob?
That's a good question. That was not a great performance from Falcons. On the other side of it, obviously Pain Gaming played well, especially considering that 𝙂𝙀𝙧, the star of yesterday's game against Astralis, was nowhere to be found from a fracking point of view. He didn't really contribute much, but in terms of the calling, setting up the teammates, and then, you know, trusting that NQC, the Snows of the world, and 𝙍𝙗 once again having a strong performance. So overall, you know, when you can win without your in-game leader and without your normal star fragger playing well, that speaks volumes. That speaks that Pain probably didn't play their best brand of Counter-Strike either, and yet they kind of manhandled Falcons.
Considering it was, what, 7-4, you can just see right there, 7-4 for Falcons initially. At first, I was actually Falcons seemingly looking like they were going to run away with it. NiKo was looking super comfortable. You can see Dexter with the AWP, a lot of combat opting. We'll talk about him a little bit later on. But then once Pain just turned it around, they were looking so convincing. This CD side, especially from Pain, what a lot
Stream
of
will be in English, so
being
please.
proactive, working as a group together. And whenever you can see, whenever Falcons were trying to go for this, you know, like late round hits towards either the B or the A bomb side, they had like 2 or 3 players just lying in wait, completely dismantling
How are you
them
guys
every
doing?
single
Welcome to the
time.
stream.
In the end, it didn't even look close, considering
Day 2.
it looked like maybe Falcons could potentially make this one a clean affair.
Listen, I gotta say this. It wasn't. You know what? I gotta say this, and I'm sorry. I don't want
Last
to
match of the
pinpoint
day.
any players right here.
Just say it, Jacob, with your chest.
Sort it out.
Listen, the top fragger of the side of Falcons is Dexter with 19 kills. In the first task, he was actually playing well, but I think there was 3 or 4 rounds where his decision making was.
What's happening on the
I don't
second
even know
stream?
what's going on
It
inside
ended.
Dexter's mind.
Okay.
Maybe it's a bit of miscommunication. Maybe he's stressed out. I don't know what's going on, but that's my issue, right? You're top fracking, you're contributing. Yet I feel like he was the one making the most glaring mistakes of the side of Falcons. And then if you're NiKo, you're thinking to yourself, okay, I'm not having the best of the best game myself. I'm not really playing up to par. Normally, I'm next to 𝙍𝙗, who will do something or make sure that I win. But Dexter just had a couple of rounds where I think to myself, what is going on? You know, he was outplayed by 𝙍𝙗 in a couple of clutches, and in general, just didn't really have the best game from a decision standpoint.
And dare I say this, Dexter's not 𝙍𝙗. And probably never will be.
Dexter is absolutely not 𝙍𝙗, and I feel like, you know, sometimes NiKo just looks around, and I don't know which direction is sitting. It's like he might be looking to his right and being like, God damn it, did I make the right call? Because here's the thing, he had his moments. Dexter had some incredible moments in the AWP, but again, there were at least 2 rounds where it could count where he single-handedly threw those rounds away, where Falcons should have had the advantage. There's a round towards the B bomb side where he just goes for that dry swing when his teammate's kind of low on health as well. And then in the final round, it's a 2v1 player advantage for you. The bomb's planted for you there, buddy, not for your player towards Tetris, and there's a smoke blooming as well. What does it do? Rounds out with a nade out when there's not even that much time remaining on the clock. So the individual decision-making from the side of Dexter, it's always been quite a bit of suspect for me, and I think it was laid bare here. He has some great rounds, don't get me wrong. There were a lot of rounds where they won single-handedly due to him, but his positioning and especially late-round decision-making is so very questionable, and that's been the case even when he was wearing the heroic jersey a few months ago as well. So I feel like that is something maybe could be like a demo review alongside Zonic or NiKo, whatever he has to do, but he needs to sort it out.
Yeah, you can't give away 3v3s. You can't give away 3vx situations.
With a bomb down, by the way.
Where it's kind of already laid out for you, and seemingly thrusting yourself into these positions where in which it's not gone well for you.
And that's where we got to give credit to Pain. You know,
Yeah,
it takes
capitalizing.
it takes a good team to punish those kind of mistakes. There's also a world where Dexter will peek into Pain and Pain will fail the duel or not punish him, and then we wouldn't be having this conversation. Or at the very least, for the average viewer of Counter-Strike, it's hard to argue against a guy who's at 21, 22, 23 kills. But fact of the matter is, if you look at the decisions in isolation, it takes someone to punish those decisions for us to be able to say what we're saying right now. And Pain did that consistently throughout the game. As I said, 𝙑𝙬𝙧 didn't have a great game. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 had a fantastic showing. I think Snow had impact. NQC in the beginning as well. Strong pistol round, strong AWPing. Overall, it felt like everyone within Pain Gaming, apart from 𝙑𝙬𝙧, were hitting their strides. And yet you still won a relatively comfortable game where 𝙑𝙬𝙧 could have had more impact. So it never really felt close. It felt like Pain Gaming were by far the better team on Mirage.
And I also like, I think we have a round which can probably highlight this, round number 18. Actually, the round's not ready right now, but basically what they did was, I thought it was ready, Trace, but I was wrong, you know, as I can be at times. But I just love how proactive they are on the CT side. I'm not talking about just pushing extremities. When they knew it's a buy round, for example, they're not really finding much information early in the round. What did they do? Just walk up towards mid, walk up towards cat, find a player there. And the moment they realize what the plan is for the Falcons, they're immediately pivoting straight towards the A bomb site. When Falcons are going to go back to their hotel and watch the demo of this particular map, especially on the T side, where every time they went towards A or towards a B bomb site, they had 3 players lying in with every single time. It's not blind luck. It's just the fact that they were playing so very progressively. This is around right here, right? Around 18, they walk up. A minute and 20 seconds on the clock. They walk up towards mid. They catch 𝙂𝙀𝙗𝙗 just staring into the corner. And then now 3 players lying in wait here. Again, Dexter, you could see, he has his really cool moments coming out, but the trap was sprung. Pain had 3 players lying in wait, and we saw so many rounds coming in from the side of Pain and the CD side where they had the perfect read from the side of Falcons. So credit where it's due. I really enjoy watching the Mirage. I think it's the best map right now for the Brazilian side.
Yeah, and you can grab onto that and think, okay, well, both of these two teams in different statures as they stand, right? One's still trying to figure out their footing. One's trying to make sure both of their feet stay in, or they attempt to grow up through our system.
I think that's a fair way of putting it. As we said, you know, Falcons in 6 months from now, I don't think anyone is doubting that Falcons is going to be a better team than Pain. I don't think anyone is doubting that Falcons way or another. As I said as well, it probably takes a roster change more before we get to see Falcons break into the top echelon of
Another roster change?
Another roster change, you know, but they got the goods for it, no worries. I do think Pain, as you said, it's more about them stabilizing, you know, more about them stabilizing at a level where right now they're 14th at the VIS ranking, which is a very respectable place to be if you're Pain Gaming. They don't have a big budget. They don't have the biggest players out there. You can even argue that Furia and MIBR are supposed to be better than Pain Gaming in terms of what they have to work with, but they're punching above their weight. So for Pain to play so well on Mirage, for them to potentially win this series moving into Dust 2 now, you know, pounding with a bit of confidence, I think it's only fair that we give them the credit they deserve.
Yeah, they might not have that huge, big budget, but they do have 𝙑𝙬𝙧, which is where we take ourselves. Like you're saying, we're going to Dust 2. It is going to be a Pain start on the CT side, and this would be the pick of Falcons, obviously. So how do you go from what you just transpired if you are the side of Pain and just carry that over? Just run away with it here while you got it.
I still feel Falcons would be the favorites in Dust 2. I've enjoyed watching it. It's their home map, so to speak, and whatever errors we saw in Mirage, I think it's not something where it's not going to be a situation where they find themselves in on this particular map, right? I'm looking at, for example, you know, Magus towards a B bomb side. He's going to be just a rock right there. And Dexter, despite some of the individual decision making, the isolation decisions he was making, which were questionable for me, just when it comes to hitting a shot, he was hitting a shot. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to be in your face, especially on the CD side, and even heading on the T side as well. This is a guy who's going to be looking for those initial early duels, right? But more importantly, it's about 𝙂𝙀𝙗𝙗 and how he's going to be working towards a mid position on the CT and the T side as well. And I kind of feel like this is the first map so far on this Falcon side where 𝙂𝙀𝙗𝙗 has really kind of found his groove, so to speak.
I'm very curious to see how this is going to transpire, because if you look towards the CT side as well, you look at Snow and you look at 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗, the combination of those two over on the B bomb side, I saw it, I saw it. It's super strong. They shut down that area of the map, and the weakness on the CT side, unfortunately, is 𝙬𝙗𝙗. He's having a bit of an issue. Help either. So I think it's up to 𝙑𝙬𝙗𝙗 and up to NQC to rotate over there to help him. But no Falcons like to do is a B split, but then you're walking into the one strength of the map. So I'm curious to see the approach from Falcons in the first half. I suspect they'll focus more towards long, condition Pain Gaming to focus a little bit more over towards Chaos, help him out a little bit, and then afterwards you can hit the B bomb side. Because if you start with the B splits, I've seen enough from Snow and 𝙍𝙗𝙗 that they can shut it down.
Yeah, that whole idea of NQZ.
I didn't change anything.
Let's grab onto what we're looking at side for the Falcons.
I mean, looking at Magic, as I just touched upon on the B bomb side, he's going to be an absolute rock right here, though. I think he can. And look, I don't think he's just been put in certain positions where it can be very
I'm
uncomfortable.
starting to lose faith. I'm starting to lose patience.
I think Dust 2, at least on Dust 2, I still have faith in Magisk. I think it's going to be okay. Tessus, we know it's going to be very comfortable. It's going to be moving around alongside Dexter. Nico being towards the A-bomb side, that is where, you know, he's just going to be shutting it down, so to speak, right? And Kicks in as well.
On kick.
He does his job. He is one of those guys who can at least play his role towards it long. This CD side looks pretty solid for me. For me, it's about Dexter. Overextend.
There's less delay on kick, so we are watching on there.
Talk to your team to peak with you instead of going for this individual dude where it's so 50-50 and you've lost multiple rounds which potentially cost map number 1. You can't allow that to happen again here in Dust 2.
Yeah, because there's no I in team, but there's a U and what, Jacob?
I don't know.
Uniform?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll work. We'll run with that one. But I am saying that you do have to play together right here, right?
You do.
Then
You have to show some
there's
sort of synergy. And I do think, and echo the sentiment of players' will, that Falcons should be performing at a higher level on Dust 2. If there's one thing, you know, and one, I guess, little fun thought that I want to plant in the people watching at home, it is Magic's. I think he brought a lot of goodwill in the old iteration of Falcons. He was the only player who consistently, I would say, did his job. But goodwill gets you, you know, so far. Goodwill gets you to keep your spot within Falcons, and I think the same argument could be made for Sonic. If he cannot make this Falcons work out, then I'm not sure Sonic is going to be around for much longer. And the same could be said for Magix. He needs to show up instead of put up right now, because I do feel the Falcons are relying on some of these, you know, rock-solid players and some of this experience they're having. I haven't seen Magix play to the level that he's able to for quite some time, and I'm thinking, and I'm feeling and sensing as well that most people right now are starting to lose a bit of faith in him. So I would like to see that change and that narrative, you know, go out of the window again, because he's a fantastic player. I just haven't seen it for the past 6 months.
Yeah, you talk about goodwill, and it leaves us just to do a little bit more hunting. It is Pain Falcons. We go to a quick break. Nice. We come back, and we're going to see what can conjure up on Dust 2.
Quick break again.
Side of Falcons.
Why?
She said she loves you, but she can't love me.
But I love you.
Okay, bye, bro. I was there for the game, so I logged off. Okay.
What's going on?
No issues.
Play your role.
Esport.
All right, it's time to guess the price, and this time around we've got Payne Snow with us. You got to now have your knowledge tested, my friend. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
You look very happy and ready all the time.
Yes.
Okay, you got 60 seconds, and it'll give you all the weapons on here. You just got to say the price as they come up as quickly as possible. If you don't know, maybe just have a guess. That time will keep on ticking down.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Go.
Let's get started. So the first one, Org.
I think it's 3 and 3. I don't know how to say the right form, but I think it's 3,100. I think it's
3,300.
Oh my God.
Nearly. MP5.
1,500.
Yes.
Nice.
SG1.
5,000?
Yes.
Let's go.
UMP.
1,200.
Yes. XM.
And 2,200?
No, just 2,000. Close though.
Oh my God.
Bison.
And 1,200?
Oh, 400. Zeus.
Oh my God. 200.
Yes. FAMAS, new price.
And 1,900?
And 50.
And 50, oh my god.
You did good. You started cooking at the beginning.
Yeah, bro. This new price bugged me, bro.
Yeah. It's not easy, right?
It's not easy.
You came close and you almost had the FAMAS one there as well.
Oh my god.
Just $50 off.
It was close.
It was close. How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel good, but
You could have done.
have some hard guns.
Yeah.
Because I don't have in my hoodie.
Yeah, thank you very much for playing, Snow. It's
you,
always
bro.
a pleasure having you, man.
Thank you.
What the hell? Internet is tripping.
Yo, 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗. Can he do it
Let's
again?
get it
That's the big
on.
question. Him and NQZ topping the charts there on
get it
Mirage,
on.
and Pain pick up the map 1 win. We've got Dust 2 in front of us. Mohan, do you think there's a reason to doubt Pain on Dust 2, or do you think that individually they showed you enough to have you believe it in the series?
They make mistakes. They make mistakes on all maps, but in this series they have like they can play all. It's not like they have a huge punish here. It's just that it's all about form for me with Pain. Again, when I draw that comparison with Colonel Fire, they're not really in the same category anymore, but they were like a year ago.
Sure.
And I think since then the difference is the consistency in their floor, and I think Pain's is just a lot lower, I suppose. They've got some good peaks though. This matchup is even for that reason. I think the odds speak for themselves in that sense. But what we saw from Mirage, 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗 at the top,
Geo internet.
Big Kusera at the bottom, and them still winning. There are some things that make you think,
Geo.
all right, this is Pain's day.
But it's never ending issue.
He's gonna have his hands full now. Magisk dead first. Snow getting away. Oh my god.
Wait,
what?
they still got through.
How
They
did
got
still
through
get
big
out?
time.
Brother, for a second there, they looked like chumps.
It was about no, there shouldn't have been a bomb plant this round. Now it's a 2v2 retake.
Bossman was blind and jumping in the air while looking at his feet.
TeSeS has 1 health.
My god. 3 kills to TeSeS. Can Oh! Yes, he can! How does he pull that out?
He should have never lived to see the day. He should have never gotten out that tunnel.
That's insane.
How the hell
and
brother
that's-
won
That's
that?
the new TeSeS.
When we run back this replay, look at the state TeSeS was in at one point.
He was like in the air, turned around, switching guns, jumping.
Watch that smoke for a second. Watch that smoke. Him and Kicksand come out.
And was it? Wait, was it him who?
It was him who pushed over,
Yeah.
planted the bomb, and then got all these kills,
Wow.
dude. Yeah, that was him.
Let's see this last shot. Boom! It had to be the first one.
And so quick into the action for the second.
Whoa.
Dexter's already got a kill.
And NQZ down to 18. How'd that happen?
I'm gonna have to guess the same way the
that
first
one
damage
bullet?
started. Well, actually, no, because NQZ is on Cat. Must have peaked mid,
Yeah.
and then ran back CT, and then climbed up onto connector.
Yeah, we're already at 120, so.
Yeah.
Don't blink, folks. Don't blink.
I'll try. Wow. That was fun. Nice little pistol here from TeSeS. What a state of affairs that was. Snow dives back
Just a
into
few.
the safety of the B site, but we've got NQZ with less than 20 health and a whole pack of Falcons coming at him, but he's still
Doing
going to dish
good.
out that damage, dude. More players tagged.
Yeah, but for what it's worth, there's no CTs around to take advantage of this because they're all playing far positions.
Although if they kill the long flank, watch that. He gets there, but at what cost? Poor Snow's already down to a measly 3 points of health.
Too easy for Falcons.
And he's gone all the way back around towards spawn, so not this
Saving.
time. Good scout damage, valiant effort, of course, from the Pain force buy,
Good,
but
good,
it is
good.
Falcons with a
Good bunch.
conversion at the start
Welcome,
of Dust 2.
welcome.
They should have never got out that tunnel. Here we are. Falcons 2 rounds up. All these guns saved.
Best of luck for other exams too, man.
Tesses, sharpshooter.
Glad he showed us a little X factor here because, you know, we kind of hyped him up coming into this series.
Red butterfly.
Jacob was all over it in the pregame, and then Mirage was just kind of
1 lakh above.
ended 11 and 11.
likely.
Back on map 1, 0.96 rating, middle of the pack for the Falcons players.
Should be around that price.
Don't think Falcons are too worried with Dust 2 and Nuke being the other 2 maps of the series. We saw back with the Eternal Fire phase game, just a good reminder. Counter-Strike can be so map dependent.
Where is CS?
They're going to take over long control. You know, very tools to work with. That double MP9 setup that Pain are looking to back off of, but Snow's going to find nothing here in tunnels. Not that it's fully clear. Very passive Nico outside of this.
Half by 2 MP9s.
Nico, that's a name we started to say a lot at the beginning of the Mirage map.
But he actually wasn't great in the end.
Yeah, right? What the hell happened?
There is picture in picture. Wait.
Big David came through.
Davy God.
Deus Ex Machina struck.
David Deuces.
Yeah, more than 1
David
lakh.
Sayonara.
David Dens.
Paying off. And David Dens.
Easily. Butterfly knife Ruby.
Waiting for that MP9 to get a chance to fight, but Big 𝙍𝙬 can't go any wider than this angle. Not without that scout taking him down, surely. Good flash.
$15,000.
Yep, good flash. But
Oh my gosh.
not really the tools for the job here. A USP down. Oh my god, he almost killed him. Dexter on 10 HP thanks
1
to
lakh.
a USP.
This is Dust 2 at its worst.
Damn, yes.
Stuffed. We got a Glock out here for Magisk. He's trying to tap back into that A site 1v4.
So that's what I'm saying. People playing more mids, more Bs on like with some of the better Dust 2 teams.
Yes.
Makes it more fun to watch. But this version of Dust 2, see these health bars and these long attacks and the smokes and the retake
Thanks.
flashes.
Welcome.
This is when Dust 2 wasn't fun to watch.
Kick.
And
Kick.com.
when Dust 2 was a lot more spawn based in terms of all-out strategies.
I still think it's wild that Dust 2 is the only map in the map pool that still has more than 5 spawn points.
Just doesn't bug me.
We are
but
watching on
I
T
know,
due
right?
to the
But
delay.
you have to admit,
There's a
it is
release
weird to
delay.
have one map where that logic isn't
Match
applied.
is available on all the 3
You know, and it's what
platforms.
opens the door
Twitch,
to those
YouTube,
long spawn
Kick.
battles. You know, playing
All
off
of
spawns
them.
instead. But why do we have one map where you can play spawns?
Well, you
All
can play
the 3
spawns on
big
all maps. They just
platforms.
have different advantages.
Sure, but I mean, like, as play them isn't like they're
Streaming
different. Like, oh,
platforms.
here now you've got a B advantage. It's just this little bit of chance that we've sprinkled into Dust 2 specifically.
I mean, towards the end of like CSGO, it just became entirely spawn based. Like most maps, and like towards the end of like 1.6, that was like most maps just became extremely spawn based. Sort of like felt like people started running out of ideas, to be honest. But now in Dust 2, it is different a bit. It's definitely a bit more dynamic for the CT side.
You know, we open up the tunnel boxes, fully open skybox, switch some doors around,
Switch some
add
doors
a box
around.
here and there.
Yeah.
Lower suicide roof. Ceiling?
But I'll say that like most good teams are not doing the full long plays anymore.
Sure.
So it doesn't really matter. That's why I'm saying this is the worst of Dust 2 when we see that happen too much. Even Big don't do that as
Mid
much,
to
and
B.
they were the main culprits.
Nicely done here. Big 𝙍𝙬 body
nice.
blocking a smoke to get an advantage. We'll see if it catches Falcons off guard.
Nice body block.
That would assume that they even come
Going
through the
short.
doorway. Not the case at the moment. We hit 45 seconds. Kixan hanging on to the last smoke grenade for Falcons.
They know it's gonna be shot.
And QZ awaits this swing out from the catwalk. Good place for an Opera to peel players off. Full volley, and he eats the flash. Has to give off the original angle.
Bang!
Ooh, missed chance. As 𝙊𝙗𝙗 tries to storm that bomb into the site. He'll get tagged slightly by the frag grenade, but it's looking like a Falcons post plant nonetheless. CTs emerge out from spawn. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 versus 𝑚agisk over towards the doors.
Whoa.
And 𝑚agisk swings into the M4 spray down. You've got T's just over the lip of this edge. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 gonna take one down. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 from top ramp. Tries to get into the engagement. We're gonna get this eventual Xbox cleanup. Oh, clean couple of headshots. And now 𝙍𝙗𝙗 back exposed. For stand, for pain, as they pick up their first round on map 2.
Wow, when he missed his first 2
there
bullets,
for
like,
you.
ooh, okay. And then he hit those 2 kills. Nasty on the retake. It's a funny moment for a 𝙑𝙍𝙬 to catch Nico here. And the long kill is also really critical, because if 𝑚agisk wins long and then they have to keep turning around, that definitely messes up their tempo on the retake and takes away a player for that retake. So slower start here from Pain again, especially after the pistol that we watched. But they get there.
Close, close. Almost hit that. Come on, Nico. Show us. Show
we
us
hear
some
what
clean
was that?
taps.
Sounded like 3 Molotovs
Yeah.
getting extinguished, but that makes no sense.
Yeah.
So it must have been some kind of...
Oh my god.
Based on my calculations, an audio bug.
Clip it, ship it, send it to Valve. Pain not looking too frisky at the start of this first half.
Pain is also good on this map. They
Haven't
can
had him
win
being too
2-0 in regulation.
in the faces of Falcons up on catwalk, for example, but that's just going to allow for them to take back tunnels control and now try to
Falcons
play
have got
behind
a
this.
good
We've got
start.
Snow opping back plat because the double op is out
Let's
for
see.
Pain, of
Oh,
course.
double up setup. Oh,
A
I
lot
didn't
of
notice
compliments for Snow and his improvements playing B side on Dust 2.
Okay, okay, no
And,
issues, no issues.
Yeah, he used to be a
Take
full-time
care, bro,
opper.
take care.
Now he takes the back seat to NQZ, but he can absolutely wield one.
He just put his smoke down in tunnels at 30 seconds. And
Best
𝙑𝙑𝙗𝙗
of luck for
above the
others once
smoke,
again.
but Snow actually
Oh.
clips him from window.
Doesn't need any
Snow
help.
got the-
Now what,
Man,
Falcons?
they're going to try to
Okay.
put another smoke out so that they can exit, but you know there's an
And they're
op
going
trained on
into
this. Flashes come through.
Dead.
He's going to wait for 𝙍𝙗𝙗 to come out, burning at the moment, and gets found out by 𝙑𝙗𝙗𝙗.
17-year-old
𝙑𝙑𝙗𝙗
prodigy.
tries to slip behind car. 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗 gets caught by the
What?
no-scope.
No.
And 𝙑𝙗𝙗 is still able to clear out that car, but
They
the
had to go
bomb
get the bomb.
dropped. The bomb dropped, in which
Bomb.
means they're going to need
No,
to jump
no,
back.
no.
And I don't think there's
No time, no time.
Ooh, there
No
isn't.
time.
No
There
time.
isn't. 𝙑𝙗𝙗 gets over,
Sad.
but shy by
Thanks,
a
welcome,
half second.
bye.
And that is Pain to win their second round.
Where was that bomb? Was it car?
The bomb was over on car, yeah. Yeah, it dropped when they
Voice crack.
I think they were top boxes. I
Bomb.
think
They were
it
trying to
was-
yeah.
trying to scale over there. I'm not sure who had
Dude,
it.
what was that 𝙍𝙬𝙗 kill as well? That looked like the perfect play. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 coming out of the corner of the
How
smoke.
If I had
can
to
you?
guess, I think 𝙍𝙬𝙗 was on top of the boxes,
Double
got the
stack,
no-scope over the smoke, turned for the car
Lose
guy,
that
dies and loses
round.
bomb.
And then it flew forward.
Womp, womp.
Okay, Dexter. Following the blood trails.
After you get that lucky opening.
But good on clearing 𝙍𝙗𝙗 from the corner, at least. Still very frantic, wasn't that? It was quite a hectic little situation there.
Extremely.
My heart started beating
I would have been
faster.
gutted for Pain if they lost, because they got the pick off in mid, then they instantly knew it was a full B play, then Snow hits that great shot from the back of the site, and they have 3 players there to hold.
Yes.
And 𝙍𝙗𝙗's push looks good in that position
Okay,
with 2
Nico
players to
up,
distract
going for
from
long
it.
pick. 3, 2.
I think it was only right that Pain won that round.
Now we got
Bang.
eco opping. That's a fun little treat.
Hey, did I get it?
Spawn-based, of course.
Did I
Goes
get him?
for the long peek. And then falls back and chucks it over to 𝙍𝙗𝙗 where that bad boy belongs. This is much better. Nico with the deagle, 𝙍𝙗𝙗 with the op. It just makes sense.
Let's go, Nico Deagle. Doing short.
Again, they get up catwalk pretty easily, man. 𝙑𝙬𝙗's got an
I'm calling it.
incendiary in hand, just jumping to try to drop it.
2 deagle headshots
Deagle
they're
of
coming.
Nico's going to challenge him. 𝙑𝙬𝙗.
Nah, Nico
Leaving a little to be
missing.
desired.
Wait, they can't kill him.
He pops up and gets a pistol kill. That's
Close,
That's
yes.
just wild scenes. NQZ USP tapping.
Lama.
The op.
And now Nico gets a chance to shine. He's got no
Let's go.
teammates around him. He's got no other responsibilities. Just
How
hit
is-
them Deeg shots.
Come on.
Picks the op up again. Saw a little sliver of 𝙬𝙗𝙗.
Nico used to up in his
Not quite
prime.
able to find him as 𝙬𝙗𝙗 routes around to the jump up. That's a bomb down in CT spawn as well. So very tough spot here for Nico. He's going to have to peek down around the corner. And he's going to do it with the op.
He knows 𝙬𝙗𝙗 is here. Oh, he
Oh,
hit. Wait, oh, it's teammate.
damage.
Team damage.
So
Well handled. Wasn't that Nico who pushed through the volley in the first place?
Yeah, and somehow
how did he be the last one standing?
your question
That's
is
the
valid.
Nico aura. The
Nico.
evasion aura. Windrunner aura.
How he survives, nobody knows. Got back in with an additional kill off the deagle, but it is Pain with 3 rounds consecutive. 3-3.
I've already decided I'm not a huge fan of the Falcons, Dust too. I'm all in Pain.
All in Pain now?
Especially if Snow's going to have a good map on the CT side. And I think his improvements as an anchor has been more impressive than his improvements just rotating and being part of a team as good as Pain, I think.
If Nico had more than 6 health, I'd believe in his ability to maybe get a Deeg kill, but
Oh.
Okay, pimp. Call another one, why don't you?
well, surely now that he's gotten the 1 and it was on an offer, so, you know, not an automatic gun.
Nah.
Yeah, that's better. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 gets a collateral. 3rd collateral of the day at least. 2 to 𝙂𝙗𝙗, 1 to 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗. And Snow slips up with a couple more closeout. No bomb plant. Only the 1 Desert Eagle kill as everybody saw it coming. And that is Pain gaming 4 rounds to the 3 of Falcons.
That's good.
I'm really good at that, actually. I'm really good at that.
That's funny.
Kind of a skill of mine, actually. That light looks like a witch hat.
I have ADD.
Doors, but they've been infrequent, I'd say, from Pain. Instead, we get NQZ leaning up catwalk. Tough to get out of this position, especially with an op, bro. You are stuck in that staircase. Threats coming at him, blinded.
Wait, he
but
doesn't see him.
Nico's gone past. That
He has no idea.
is
But
insanity.
𝙑𝙬𝙗𝙗's just going to die now. Oh,
Not even.
ow.
I don't.
Wait, 𝙑𝙬𝙗𝙗 just dropped his nade on himself.
Oh my god! How do the rounds of Counter-Strike we get to watch? No round the
How
same.
Wait,
the
what's
hell,
crazy
bro?
about that is he doesn't die before he throws the nade, so what the hell does it bounce off of?
It must have just bounced off the wall of catwalk because he was trying to scramble away. So
yeah.
you know those moments where someone peeks you with a nade and then it gets a little squirrely.
I just didn't see it. That's funny.
𝙑𝙬𝙗𝙗𝙗's.
That's funny depending on who wins.
How the hell?
I think it was a nade. It must have been.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
I
a
think
nade.
that's probably what he added. in there.
Insane scenes, but
Right.
it's still a good pinch. As they get that
Bad
long fight
timing.
going, 𝙬𝙗𝙗 just kind of leans out into 2 players on the approach.
The help is going to be late here for NQZ.
You got to keep your head down. Chucking a frag out to the cat hold. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 intermittently going for this kind of a
he's
peek.
hitting
𝘃𝑠𝑎N's
those
getting
shots.
closer.
They can't hit him.
Oh, they finally do. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 takes the headshot, and we've got Falcons in with success.
No.
Looking like they'll tie the game up at 4.
No, it's
𝘃𝑠𝑎N's
low.
afforded a cross. And NQZ tries to stand the test of that split, but can't stand long enough. So things get weird there for Falcons, but a recovery nonetheless.
I want to watch that situation back so bad.
Me too.
That is so funny.
Replay that.
NQZ doesn't see Nico. Nico peeks over catwalk, catches Big 𝙍𝙬 with a nade out, doesn't get the kill.
Doesn't get the kill.
What if it was a frag or a Molotov? I actually can't remember. Something got weird there.
He wouldn't be throwing a molly into the smoke, though.
True. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, it's so far away, too. Wait.
What the hell is this?
Whoa, he had such
One
little HP.
FPS.
My goodness.
I think he was like 5 health or something.
Wow.
1 FPS replay.
So Nico kills him, gives him a heart attack, kind of. That's
Yeah.
what that is. Shocks him. It's a weird one, but Falcons come through with it. A little late to the party there. NQZ so quickly on that angle.
Take all the spawns you want, but the best CT spawned along beats yours. They just do that. Falcons just do that way too much. Even when they don't commit.
To the long duel?
Yeah, they'll just try to jump out. They did, I mean, G2 do it too. They'll have like mobs or snacks or whatever jump out to blue every single round if they have the spawn. But just sometimes feels like they just don't have ideas.
Right, like it's like...
Just do this
like,
first and then think about the rest of the round later.
If you've got the good spawn, then we just have to do it.
Yeah.
But maybe you're...
That's actually not
the case, right?
It's not the truth with our best Dust 2 teams at the moment.
Ooh, pick up from NQZ and that second op ready to go towards tunnels. This round, unfortunately for Falcons, down to a 3 versus 5 before they have any footing anywhere. Total map control at the moment as 𝙬𝙗𝘼 has gone through long to take top middle. It'll boil down to the actual hold in sight.
Bang.
𝙍𝙗𝘼 over towards the car, hangs on. Climb unpunished. Snow good to hold off. And there he goes.
Beautiful.
𝙍𝙗𝘼 back in with a
these two guys are
multi-frag.
so good.
Pain Gaming 5 for the lead.
And you can see the downside, right? If you lose that player, like the percentages are still the percentages. You go down 4v5
So good.
in the first 20 seconds. Like just because it's Dust 2 doesn't mean that you're still gonna like have a great chance of winning the round. So yes, it's a good clear from NQZ. Yes, he's the op with that long spawn, but you are running that gamble every time you try it.
Angry Nico.
All you're really doing is calcifying the defense. They consistently worried about the long threat. They consistently are throwing the right nades and peaks for it. Then not surprised you're going to get punished. Also, I think if you had like a percentage meter, you know, let's say CT start 3 long and they don't kill the guy on the door, he gets out to blue bin, the T odds go up like, what, 2-3%, you know, with having the lurk in place. It delays time off the clock, but it doesn't, it's not a significant advantage as an idea on its own.
Right.
If that turns into a play where it's someone out to blue bin and then 4 guys go up cat and then suddenly the CTs have nowhere to go, then yeah, all right. But most of these rounds are just defaults.
Is it worth running that risk when, again, there isn't a chance where NQZ gets there first? A good chance. Oh, but smoke on the corner. Good challenge here from 𝙬𝙗𝘼, blowing that open. Ooh, through the smoke, Nico does some damage, but from blue to pit real quick. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 hangs on to the tunnels push and read like a book.
Nice.
Snow gets aggressive for map control. That's going to post Falcons 5v4. Good place for them to be in.
Yeah, this is nice because I think 𝙍𝙗𝙗 had vision at top mid, and he also mollied top mid at the beginning of the round, so he was fairly confident cat was clean and that it was a 5 long hit. So they were just going to skip ahead, take over tunnels, start organizing towards long.
Now they can win this round.
Falcons added a little bit extra, something extra special to the mix.
If they go B, but they are going towards the A, which I don't think is a good idea.
NQZ does not have another smoke, but there's no mollies for this approach for the Falcons. They're going to have to keep this one
Nico
light.
first? Are you kidding me?
Ooh, this is good. NQZ gets traded out instantly, so good job by 𝙍𝙗𝘼. 𝙍𝙗𝘗, though, at bat, hanging on to the ramp, trying to change position into the cover. They try to push, but 𝙍𝙗𝘼 has taken a ton of damage, and he needs to get that bomb back. Where is it? It's already down on site. It's got to be already in the site.
Yeah.
Yeah, he scoops it up. A little delayed.
A lot delayed.
But that's afforded a lot of positioning.
Nice timing. They didn't kill them off.
But they actually push beyond this site, right? They're trying to get off of site towards Cat instead. They are worried about that long wrap. But they have started to find a lot of these positions cleared out already.
But the thing is, there's still a smoke here for the CT side, so they're
going to put it down on the cross.
Yeah, it's not planted for Cat.
Yeesh. Draws the back over. 𝙍𝙬 misses his chance to strike. Frag grenade could kill one. Doesn't, but it does soften up 𝙂𝙀𝙖𝙧 lethally so. 𝙍𝙬 and Magisk, a headshot apiece to clean up that 2v2.
Right, all right. It's kind of a messy round. They come in light. They don't have that much utility to work with, but they make the most of what they have. They have the op over on B as they approach long. They shut down that other idea. They leave mid open to make Pain in general think that this is a 5-long attack on what is like a force down round, and then you only need one smoke to cross. So as long as they approach as safely as they do, it's all good.
How the okay, Mirage it
All
is.
in B hit perhaps would be the right time to do it. Completely vacant site, and they have confirmed that.
Imagine
now.
This is Zeus.
There's a Zeus out there on the field.
If he goes, no, he's not going.
Nothing you can do about this. Falcons to take a 6-5 lead and a chance to hang on to that just for the entire half.
Nice and clean.
It's a good time to keep it simple. Chance maybe they cost themselves with an exit. We'll see which direction Falcons decide to leave, but you can also sit around on that car if you have to. It is the correct call. Oh! All right, 𝙂𝙀𝙧, I see you. 𝙍𝙬 tries to dance around with him. One casualty, all it costs Falcons, so be it.
Imagine.
6th one is free.
Okay. The buy will come right back, but it's actually not that great here for Pain in terms of utility. They've got some stuff, but they're even deciding between mollies and flashes really, really, really down to a single incendiary here. Oh, and a tag on 𝙍𝙗𝙧 as he crosses over to B.
Oh, doesn't spread too badly.
Gotta love these mollies, man.
Yeah, right? These little dinky CT fire bombs.
At the same time, you got to throw them properly. That one should have covered all of blue bin.
Skill issue. Tempo from Nico catches off 𝙂𝙀𝙧. He kind of climbs up. Full confidence. NQZ pinned in behind car. Still chances. Oh, third kill would have been nasty. 𝙍𝙗𝙧 pops up with the FAMAS. And even with only 2, NQZ has turned them back. Speaking of backs, both turned to Kicksand. And so he will shave off the last 2 players. And that is a solid T-side in the end by Falcons. The first 3 rounds, the last 3 rounds, and a singular sprinkled in the middle.
Yeah, I wasn't hyped on it at first, but those last 3 rounds, they definitely opened up the playbook. They still incorporated long, but they also had more ideas this time. I think they definitely did more stuff across the map, and they put pressure on Cat at the same time as long, and yeah, they really caused a lot of havoc, I think, in the columns of Pain in multiple situations there. So fair enough. It's a big comeback for them here, and they need it for this map, for the series.
Can Pain come back?
2 rounds the advantage. Not
They
half
can.
bad, Falcons.
Only they can.
The shrinkflation on those incendiaries, man.
Yeah, right?
Unbelievable. Like, read the room, Valve.
But hey, the FAMAS got buffed.
Yeah, fair enough.
And they didn't really nerf the MP9.
Yeah, that's true. Man, the rounds we've seen lately,
Yeah, right?
feels like it got buffed.
I know, it's
That flank on Inferno. Was that Kerrigan?
goodness.
Oy.
Kerrigan triple MP9
Yeah.
kill.
Kerrigan Mansion.
𝙂𝙀𝙧 goes jump spotting for the doorway.
I'm calling it. If they win this, come back. It's
I love a good USP sound.
possible.
See if Nico can offer anything, but he just jumps back up catwalk, so peeling away already. And starts to hustle it a little bit, because with the smoke on doors, you don't know how close they are actually to climbing up behind you.
Going in.
It's now been confirmed. He's got a smoke if he wants to try to throw it down. But if he can hang on to it a bit longer, it would be worth its weight. He does actually throw it down on catwalk, so what's the route here? Ooh, okay. 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗 just jumping around and gets caught out from the door peak. That's door and window both held here by Falcons.
Yeah,
Two
Cat's
players
still a
being
nice
confirmed.
branching option.
Especially if 𝙬𝙗𝙗 can win long, but he's losing the duel HP-wise. Nico's ready to hold the line on catwalk, tapping away with ease. Him and 𝙬𝙗𝙗𝙗 lock in all the frags they need. 4 standing for the Falcons. 8-5 with second pistol in their back pocket too.
That's a lot of momentum gained here for the Falcons.
No, they
nice
should
shooting here on this pistol,
close this map.
and they shut down both avenues of
They
interest.
should.
And this is one where
But
long control is
Pain
taken.
will force,
Mid-B
I
split
think.
is threatened. 3 players
Most
R&D
likely.
for the moment, but with this first kill and the fast rotations and even the good flashes here, 𝙬𝙗𝙗𝙗 supporting quickly as one of the B guys.
Bang.
That looked like a
Oh, they
headshot,
didn't force.
It did.
but 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗 takes it to the shoulder blade.
Okay.
They gotta go get that bomb though. Oh, they've forgotten about it.
Uh-oh. Well,
Okay.
you know,
Hero
is the goal a bomb plant? It should be. If you can make it up with some kills, then maybe, but
I'm sure that was a nice shot.
love to see it. Oh, they actually pulled the
Let's
Glock
go.
kill out.
We got 2 players extremely low, Connor. Call this round.
Bomb's been picked up.
Who's winning?
Pain.
Deagle.
Damn it!
Why do you hate pain?
Damn it! I just want to be right once. That's bomb down. Snow 22 health and a Glock. Impossible, they say. Oh,
What if
Come
he
on, kid.
clutches?
get him!
It's got him scared. Chase him down.
He's on the run. Gun getting reloaded. Kicks out of the corner.
Oh.
Fakes him out. Gets the rush he wants and goes up 9-5 to the favor
What
of
if
the
he
Falcons.
gets that kill? What if?
Shout out Magisk as he takes to the top of the scoreboard. 13 kills, 8 deaths. Somebody had to step it up, and he has. But
One of
we're
his-
going to go
Oh,
for the
long
long
rush.
fight. 𝙬𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗 flashing his way out. Ooh, gets tracked by 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗. So that's 5v4 with ease on the brink of double digits now, the Falcons. And how quickly do Pain try to reorganize and redirect? Setting their eyes on middle. 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗 is locked into the left side. Nowhere to hide here.
Yeah, utility's almost depleted already.
Smoke's going beyond him.
7, and they aren't looking at 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗. 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗 always going to watch one walk by, but maybe this drops their guard. Yeah, Big 𝙍𝙗𝙗, no
Bomb.
idea.
Bomb just
Whoa.
went through the door. Sitting right there between the doorway. Fire on top of it. Tough positioning now. They're going to smoke it off. CT's drop a smoke. Track through it because you get read by Nico. He knows what you're up to, kid.
Read him like a book.
Second, while blind. He just checked his teammate's screen to see if that connects, and it
We are
sure
going third map.
did, bucko. Sure enough, indeed. Nico draws the line in the sand in mid. And Pain
𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗 is
not
sharp.
allowed to cross. 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗 dead empty-handed, and this is Falcons on a quick sprint to a map 2 win.
𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗
3 rounds away.
Yeah, looking in control, man. They've got good pieces for a map like Dust 2, especially the freedom that it offers a player like 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗, and Nico has had some of his all-time best performances on Dust 2, of course.
True, true.
Again, he soaks up that freedom. And Magisk is like the player who comes, you know, from this last iteration of Falcons, and maybe there were moments where he looked like he just needed a better team, but there were also moments where he was the culprit and wasn't good enough, for sure, in the past, however long it was, year and a half. But Dust 2, map where we're seeing some of the better moments from him for sure.
All right, we were deep in that magazine. Ooh, not a pretty look here for Payne. Scout in hand. And QZ, though, I say not a pretty
been
look.
hitting shots.
Right? Yeah, the last time they had this almost exact same buy, well, we saw it boil down to still a 2v3 with 2 players tagged up on the Falcons side.
His scout's been on it. David is weaving through these pieces of utility.
Viewing. Oh,
Hard time believing
timing.
this lurk is going to work.
Timing.
But, oh, wait, Snow's in there, so I did it.
Yeah, but the trade-off is Tessus climbs over top, deals with the young gun. Davidus out middle for a moment there, challenging Nico, that third piece of the B defense. And as long as you've got Nico stuck on this side, and a CT smoke will keep him there, suddenly it's a 4 versus 2 challenge over on A. And the second defender is over towards long doors. So it really is just 𝙍𝙬𝙗, and we'll see what he can hit. Misses the first shot. Quick drop down into spawn.
You only
Gets
get 2
a
misses.
𝙍𝙬𝙗 Glock frag.
2 misses and the plant comes in.
He puts his hands onto an AK now. 𝙍𝙬𝙗 just dropped into spawn,
Brother is
grabbed
missing
an
every
AK
shot.
and gives it up the ledge to 𝙬𝙗𝙧. Oh, this is weird.
And QZ, we've seen this scout
And
fire
QZ can
off.
hurt.
It's versus an op, but okay, yeah.
Peeks
𝙍𝙬𝙗 to win that one.
into the opper now. The Goose player tries to keep his head down. 𝙬𝙗𝙧 on that AK-47, stuck against the elbow wall. Tries to now come back into the site. Desert Eagle goes down with nothing. 𝙬𝙗𝙧, this AK is everything, but it gets cleared out, and 𝙍𝙬𝙗 a little too far removed. Although, on top of this bomb, with no kit, will give him a chance. Oh,
No, he's
got a kit.
Yeah, he has a kit.
He's got that defuse.
All good.
Sorry, folks.
It's 1-1, yes.
Third new HUD in
Most
the month.
likely.
Forgetting where the kid is.
Yeah, no problem.
And he's on it. Okay, well, still
I
not
think
weird.
Payne looked good
in a
against
fun way.
FaZe
Again,
on
Yeah,
D2.
Big 𝙍𝙬𝙗
Freiburg drop. There.
drop CT, kills Nico, Glock versus AK.
They have
and
good
then chucks
D2,
that bad
but
boy
I
up
don't
on
know
elbow.
what they are lacking today. Maybe
When 𝙍𝙬𝙗 has impact,
if
he
they
has
got
impact.
the pistol win on T side first.
Would love
but
to
they
see a bit
lost.
more, though.
Pistol, then the consecutive
Falcons look like they're
round, and
full
the
control, totally
third
outclassing Payne now
again.
suddenly.
First gun
This
round.
game was competitive for about 15 minutes.
And it was a good 15 minutes,
I'll think
Oh,
about
let's
those
see.
15 minutes.
right?
Another gun round.
Yeah, those 15 minutes will keep Payne up at night. Map up in the series, Nuke waiting in the wings. And Falcons showing us that they're not just going to keel over.
So much map space, bro.
Not anymore.
Nah, no
Because
way.
they've got a best of 3 win on
Because it
land
has
now.
red.
This is a winning roster.
Can officially say that.
2 guys in UT
𝙍𝙬𝙗
and LT.
taking a deep. Oh, he hears that. And he's going to smoke it off. Now, that is a 𝙍𝙬𝙗 that I don't really know.
This guy just walked away from a fight?
This guy
Excuse
just
me?
smoke off a T in their
Nice flash.
spawn. It's the right decision. Zonic going to give him a pat on the back for that one. Making sure nothing goes wrong here. But 35 seconds, top mid player actually catches 𝙍𝙬𝙗.
Should have just taken the duel, 𝙍𝙬𝙗.
Right? Now, if Payne had bomb possession, that'd be a different story. But burned into the gunfight goes Snow. And QZ better just save for the next 25 seconds. And that'll be the Falcons' 12-5 lead.
Wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wee, wow.
Mirage looked like a warm-up now. And this really does potentially set up Nuke, barring some miraculous comeback. But it was a flawless CT side on Mirage for the close for Payne, and it looks to be the same here for Falcons as they get to 12.
He's also dead.
Only question left in
3,
round 17 is, does he hold the op?
2,
Because he's got a player lurking right above him. Ooh, after time.
After time too.
That's rough.
And nobody has a surplus of money for Payne. So what's funny is that's an identical situation where back on Mirage, 𝙍𝙬𝙗 lost his op after time right before the game ended. And it had a ramification in the last round of the game. So now we're here again. The simulation is getting repetitive.
You seeing a glitch?
Yep. Sometimes I am the glitch.
That's what a 𝙂𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀 is.
Give it a rinky dinky dink. So Desert Eagle here for NQZ. He'll be used as the tip of the spear instead. And Yeah, why not? You're trailing by
Not
7
even a
rounds.
single
You're about to be
T-round?
sent
Are
to
you
nuke
kidding
anyways.
me?
Let's keep it simple. Let's go 5 strong, up cat, meet no resistance. You put that bomb down, and that's actually looking
That's a
likely.
blowout.
Little pace change and a convincing
They're playing
number
too long.
of players to try to challenge this. We're going to get a quick
Okay.
scramble back from 𝙍𝙬𝙗. This time he
he's
hits
not
the first
missing.
shot.
And
𝙂𝙧𝙗𝙗
volley.
chucked to the wayside. And QZ grabs the AK off that corpse. They've got to wait out the incendiaries before they can go for their plant. Frag grenade onto the bomb planter. This is just Falcons softening up their food. You know, you chew it up like a mother bird.
Spit it in their mouths.
That's the Falcons, baby. Snow, oh, gets dinked, but still turns it on 𝙂𝙀. So 4v4 post plant. Fire at the feet of the post plant, though, puts NQZ into hot waters, and Match is coming up, but that pesky peek out mid doors catches a Falcons player off guard again, and 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗 low health with a support back on middle. It's a run up from
What?
CT spawn.
Wait, he could actually.
Yeah, he's gonna peek in, clear it, but
okay.
there's no time, so.
But could he?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't have the kit on him?
Both the kits died here.
I see.
And so we're going to get an extension of play on Dust 2. Pain 6 more rounds to overtime.
You see that moment where 𝙍𝙗𝙗
How
was
the
playing
hell
forward. He runs back just in time for his
he
one
didn't have
chance.
kit?
But when you got 5 crossing like that, you get 2 full opportunities to hit the shot, fall back, and they delayed.
Blood
They
is
hit
saving
a
money
shot,
for the
so
third man.
It became a strong
Bad
position,
luck,
but you
yes.
could see how brutal it is for the CT side. Once
I
you
mean,
let that many players
if
to
he
cross.
had the kit, I think
If there's no one in CT ready to hold,
that was it.
full-on
That
retake is not guaranteed.
Falcons win that round.
They're also doing a good job of like popping out mid doors on these attacks.
Yes, very true.
Now don't tell me
𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗
they
do
come
it
back from
last
here.
time we saw 𝙬𝙗𝙗𝙗 do it last
Match
round.
point comeback. Pain can do this.
𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗 missed
I
shot.
don't.
Pressure's on. 𝑇eSS hanging on to the line. Dies after 1 frag. Magisk is here as well, though. So it's looking
Oh,
good.
nice molly.
But Snow keeps his head down, and now the Opera's smoked out. NQZ busts down the car push. But the bomb is actually right here underneath 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗. Oh my god, he's wrapped
How is he
around
alive,
it.
man?
And they've come back around him. But 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗 dies in the process.
What lovely.
Fire bombs exchanged. NQZ, what are you going to do? Peek out this window, you
He could go wide.
madman. Oh, 𝙂𝙀 thinks he's going to challenge through. Doesn't anticipate that. And 𝙬𝙀𝙗𝙗 at a distance as the bomb's about to be planted.
They didn't plant though, and they didn't see 𝙬𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗.
So here's
he comes
the
back
thing.
instead of going to tunnels. I bet he walks through this.
Yeah, nobody's watching. Snow actually,
Oh.
his hands are going to be busy. He spotted it. Back plat peaks, and the
Oh.
trade's good from Snow.
Now
Down
it's
to the
7.
wire again. Maybe not the
Now
most
it's gonna be
convincing of
ego,
rounds, but
most
Pain
likely.
still pulling this off by 1 player each
But I don't
time.
know if
Yep,
they
yep.
force.
𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗's first
But
missed
8
shot
is
obviously makes
most
this
likely,
possible.
then it's a
Magisk
4
does
round
a
game.
good job of staying alive as long as he can.
And if
But,
you are
Snow
Pain,
doesn't reveal his position jumping up on double stack too early. Just peeks up once, confirms his
you
spot,
can come back.
and then bides his time, just as 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗 tried to do.
In my opinion.
𝙂𝙀 didn't see that one coming.
Ooh.
Another tag, man.
Pistols here for Falcons to deal with,
Yeah,
so they
𝙂𝙀.
can let loose, get crazy in the 20th round of the half. NQZ missing shots, but so be it. 𝙍𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗 here on cleanup duty. Ooh, the USP though.
Not too shabby.
There's 1 for the Falcons' efforts. Aggressive push top middle gets killed back.
4 round
Ak-10
game.
chucked away, so good guns here for Pain. 3 rounds consecutive to the 12-8 scoreline. You know, overtime is only 4 rounds away.
1 foot in front of the other.
Step by step.
Can they mess this up? They can.
Round by round.
Round by round.
NQZ is going to have this moment. Going to have a moment this game if they give him enough time. He's body shot at so many people.
He's got a good timing as well there with that run boost, so we'll see him try to get an angle on B. But a smoke.
He's only looking for the op.
Now 𝙂𝙀 on his own down in lower tunnels. 𝙤𝙀𝙗𝙗 is actually
If
up for a
𝙂𝙀𝙗 dies
push.
here, they're
They're
winning
holding
this
it
round.
from the
Oh,
back
they're pushing?
tunnels as well. It comes down to NQZ if
They're
he gets
pushing
tunnel vision.
tunnels.
He's dividing up his attention as well.
Tunnel visioned. 𝙂𝙀 waiting it out. 𝙂𝙀𝙗𝙗's got him from the top box. There's an opening kill for
They're
Pain,
pushing tunnel.
and the
Oh,
𝙤𝙗𝙗
they're
push
going
gets clipped. This is a gun round Falcons had to wait for, and it's an establishing 5v3 for Pain out of the gate.
Not a good
Exactly
look.
what Pain were hoping for, and they were nice and patient,
Not a
composed
good
about
look
it.
at all. Okay.
Now we're at a moment in the game where Falcons could
Nice
potentially
call.
save with 3. They're already picking to stack a site, and it's the wrong one, so they're going to sit here for the rest of the round.
3-round game. Of course, they will not go for retake.
Bit of extra util just to be safe, but soon to find this one vacant and all theirs for the taking.
Okay.
But again, you know, no margin of error for Pain. This was 12-5, now 12-9.
It's no margin of error, but it's also, like, if you count up the, you know, rifles, on rounds like this, you're going to get a team that's more likely to save because they'll have less buys overall. Then, like, the totality of full rifle rounds only becomes 2 or 3 on the comeback. So, like,
What if
in
they lose
reality,
these
like,
rifles?
big score
What
lines,
if?
You don't
And they
want to
surely
think about
can.
how many rounds on his face there are because there will be anti-ecos in there. There will be saves if you get one good clean kill.
Oh, 1 HP.
Don't do it, Kicksan. Don't stand up. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Said I'm going to kill all your friends first.
Kicksan's just going to let him die. So 2 weapons held on to.
What do you guys think? 4 people watching.
A mere 3 rounds left to overtime.
You could genuinely call it 3 mistakes away from overtime.
Ooh, I like that framing. 3 mistakes away.
So when a team is this insecure about their economy, they're not going to go all in on retakes.
Oh, spotted that. But it's actually Tess has to peel back. Didn't like the odds of sticking around out middle. They'll be very cautious clearing lower tunnels. They'll see that it's clear. Made him a little nervous there. Tess showing some skin. They take over catwalk with David.
10 is imminent if they don't go towards the M4. And M4.
Good guns are split up right now.
Okay. One is on A, one is...
Yeah,
Excuse me for saying good guns.
Love it. 5-7 slides out. You know, there was like that ominous threat when they saw him at the start of the round, and then they kind of let their guard down when suddenly they thought they had dismantled. Nico's going to get aggressive.
And David is setting up utility right now.
Nico's going to see the trajectory. Oh, he's walked past.
No!
Davideus gets the gun out, and now CT's caught out in the open. That looked like their round.
Oh, it did. It
Or
did.
at the very least, their kills on Cat to be had to the favor of Falcons. Davideus gets
Nico
a gun
had a
back out
crazy
in time.
timing.
That's a mistake, Connor.
1 of 3.
1 of 3.
Tesses is like, guys, what the hell?
2 AK scooped up.
I gave you the
1
5-7
AK, 1
frag. I
M4.
kicked this off to the 5v4.
I mean,
Falcons
if
have
Nico
allowed
gets
Pain.
the
I
AK
would love
next
a clip of
round,
Tessas yelling at someone.
it's
Yeah.
a done
Can't
deal.
even
We are not
Well,
going.
I can only, the only reason I
OMG,
can picture it is because back on Heroic, sometimes he would lead the team huddles.
Okay.
If I'm Tessus,
true,
I'm
true.
dropping that
And he was calling for a
AK
bit,
to
so he
Nico
had to-
next
yeah.
round.
Katie would be like, go Rene.
And Nico will
And
get
then he'd say
3K.
like, I'm just gonna
Let's
Said he would
see
go run A.
if that happens.
no, go Rene. Oh, you're a funny guy. Rene Borg, by the way. Pretty cool
Nico
name.
has money. Oh, everyone has money. They can buy. But I mean, if Nico has the AK, then he surely can do something amazing.
Secure.
Oh,
And this timing, you
And that's why
He
David
gets
Dash
so
should be
lucky now.
holding grenades.
it was also
Just let
So
him keep
would
his
have
gun
been
out.
a little unlucky for him to die at that
Surely.
moment. He was actually holding for someone to self-boost up Cat as well. So, all right. Look alive, Falcons.
Sit up straight, boys. You've lost 5 rounds in a row. This is a Falcons on 12, but again, both pistols, full conversions, you know. For a while there, remember you said the 15 minutes, this game looked competitive in the first half. They've been able to tap back into that.
They really have.
Guns for Falcons. Full loss bonus for Falcons. Tesses has extra money. It's going to be strong buys to finish out the half. 23 and 24 for Falcons, assuming they lose this one. Frag grenade challenge here for 𝙂𝙗𝘼𝙧. Kicksan peels back for a moment. and then they both disengage.
What if
Everybody a little nervous
if they
about
lose
taking
it's
those first
GG.
fights.
We're on a map where Nico's 10 and 16.
Yeah, of course
Kickstand is
it's
carrying.
GG, but I think
Oh, brother.
What in the?
What
Do you have to
the?
look behind you for that?
Nope, absolutely not. They're,
Well, you
Yeah.
must have been setting him a nade, right? I mean, but why?
I don't know.
What?
A momentary lapse in judgment.
Oh, that's so weird looking. All right. Well, that's a mistake, Connor.
You can make fun of the way he plays. Don't make fun of the way he looks.
Now
Think
your
about that for
op
a
is
second, what
gone.
did I say?
He
Now
said
you
weird
should go
looking.
short, and
weird
they're
looking,
going
yeah.
short.
Yeah, he's a freaky guy.
It is very awkward. 4 players with grenades in their hands. That's
And
a.
with Dexter dead, you know, no one's gonna stop your cat cross now.
They'll try. They'll try to interrupt it from the mid push.
And
look at Nico, literally sighing into the air already.
yeah.
Head up.
They are
eyes off
hunting
the
these
screen.
guns down.
Because he knows
If
that
they
they've
are
allowed
gonna
this
save.
game to go to round 24.
Which they
and
are
there's
most
nothing you can
likely
do to
going
retake this.
to.
They save already.
Or
Kickstand's already
going
trapped.
to try at
Exactly,
least
because again, a team
to
that's
save.
insecure about their economy.
Yep. Now they can lose
Right.
Kickstand, not a
Pain
problem,
is
because they have 2
going
players
to
still
hunt.
with $3,500 or more.
I'm sure.
You just need 3 saves. That's it.
Kickstand is dead here. But oh,
And they'll get that 3rd save guaranteed. Everybody good to go. Falcons, you can run for the hills. Pain, obviously, tons of cash, so they're going to come hunting. 3 of the 4 must remain standing here for Falcons, or else limitations in the 24th. This is 6 rounds straight from Pain Gaming. A 7th needed for overtime. There's the 1 death they can afford. Does anybody else fall? 𝙑𝙬𝙧 gonna send it. Yep, and another right in the last second. 2 more deaths, and so Pain give
Guys,
themselves a real chance at overtime.
what did I
now.
say?
That's the maximum price, but there's still
I
still
said
a
it
good
was
amount of
only
money.
4-round
We'll
game.
see how many people actually have to, you know,
That's-
use a SMG or Tech 9. It seems like
And I
they'll be
knew
able to,
Pain's Dusto is
with a pause, use their
is
money
decent
properly.
at least.
Up comes into play here for Dexter.
Now they have no money. Okay, they have
Main
1 AK,
concessions,
1
it
op.
looks like, will just be on the utility, but it's still looking fairly healthy here.
They got a good buy.
No, they're pretty much
Not
all
bad.
good. The Famas.
Not bad.
Worst
Actually,
part about this buy here,
Yeah, we did a really good job of making that feel dramatic, though.
I was buying it.
not that bad.
Oh,
It's GG. Let's see.
Pain were definitely pretty excited about getting those 4 kills.
This
because they're
last round is
trying
going to be a
precipitate what kind of buy will
banger
come out.
of a round.
Let's hope that excitement doesn't mean that they have, you know,
I think
entered this one under the impression that there's less than there is.
they're playing on back
No,
foot.
I
Yes,
mean, worst case,
they
they
are
approach.
playing on back foot.
As an anti-eco.
Yes, sir, with caution. Kickstand willing to burn some of that utility
Giving up short.
in a
No, Nico
hopeful
is there.
attempt to soften somebody up inside of those doors. And Pain will approach for total map control step by step. No skipping steps once you've already run the 6 consecutive rounds to get into the 24th.
You know, of the mistakes, I feel like Dexter has been the...
He's in the right spot, though. This time he's in the right spot.
Yeah, let's see if they're flashing for NQZ to peek, but there's no one outside of the doors here for that.
Kickstand's right there.
If they put pressure on Cat, Dexter turns around. They got to be careful.
Fire at their feet. Oh, it forces them
nice.
out, and they don't know. Oh, but NQZ gets the trade. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 is cautious on the approach.
And now
This
Nico's
guy,
got to dip
man,
into
this
cover. He
guy.
had to not fight everything right now.
Is the exact approach 𝙍𝙗𝙗 had to have. They're going to be climbing up over the
Pushing him
smoke.
short.
𝙍𝙗𝙗 is just chucking out all this util. We've got 𝙑𝙬𝙧 over towards middle. They're going to go for mid holds. They're going to try to get their kill towards mid, but Matt just dies.
Now he just needs to leave.
They come running at him, and they get
Whoa.
it. That is 7 rounds straight to force overtime on the Falcons map pick. Ooh, that stings.
What
That's
the?
actually unbelievable. Because the way that Falcons got to 12 in the
Guys,
first place, pristine
So
Counter-Strike,
convincing.
Let's
amazing
do
in the
another
second half.
This
Pain
approach.
level up live. And this round, there isn't a specific mistake. This round, this is a
Don't
moment
give
where they
them
have a
that
double
tutorial.
off, set
Yes,
up the
brother.
opening kill. They just
I
traded out
told
so
you,
well.
man.
𝙍𝙗𝙗
They-
obviously
Pain
getting a
is a good
very hard
team.
second kill. That could have ended the round right there.
They can be a
The
dark
hardest
horse
setup
this
yet
year.
to get through, and they get through extremely easily.
Man.
And now in overtime, anything is possible.
Another
They've lost
pole.
away all the bitterness of the tough defeats that they faced in regulation. Enormous comeback behind them. A chance again to 2-0 Falcons when it seemed impossible. They did not waste our time here, making this look like some kind of cosmetic comeback.
7 consecutive terrorist round wins, and they get to just try to keep rolling with that momentum. Falcons trying to take a prod over towards Cat. They've got tunnels control, right? I feel like usually Falcons were having less control than this. Even that last round, we had 𝙑𝙬𝙧 through the tunnels into the mid-late lurk in order to collect those 3 kills. Right now, all in from Pain. They've kind of simplified their approach to the round. And that simplification could be costly, because right now there's also the gap on the cross itself. 𝙑𝙬𝙧's gun spotted. 𝘋𝙤 trying to track it. They're on smoke. They're going to find it. Now 𝘋𝙤 chucks one off the back wall, and that is damage done on ramp immense. This time, little map control, and Falcons thrive within it. All on snow? I think not. It's a late response, but it's Falcons round win nonetheless.
7 rounds in a row just to get to that. But you can't advise a call like that on a round where you come into overtime, everyone has max money, and you're crossing long early. That's max retake utility.
He blocked the smoke, yes.
So many nades that aren't used because you're at
He
the
blocked
beginning
the
of the
smoke,
round.
but
Plus, it's a long play. They
his
know it's coming.
teammate
This opens up
threw
so
another
many
smoke
ways that
at long.
you can die to unconfirmed damage to people who are
Which
safely throwing utility.
blocked
and
the
that's
gap,
exactly
which was
what
visible
happens.
earlier. Which Londa's actually pointed out also.
That was like the one round we've seen in this comeback where Pain tried to keep it simple, take it easy. And it's the one round they
Oh my
paid
God.
for it.
These timings
Falcons wondering why
are
they couldn't
getting
do that
crazier.
before, and it's because Pain never tried an attack like that. Now Falcons have really opened up
What
a
is
map
this?
control, but, yeah, the
Oh.
first guy dies, and he's the one looking at Magisk.
Now they are
It's a
taking
free
risks.
second because of it.
2 rounds of tunnel control, Mohan. That's what Falcons get. 2 rounds.
Now
where
they're playing like a
prod
better
through
team.
tunnels, don't get held back. And whether that's the information that fuels the A stack and all that utility dump on the approach from Pain, or this time 2 backs turned to Magisk.
No way he checks this.
Easy pickup here for 𝘋𝙤. They waited till overtime, but the CT side of Falcons starts to kick it up a notch. NQZ
Ace
half
clutch?
health,
No.
bested by 𝑇SS. And so it could be a sweep of the CT side.
It could be for sure, because again, money is not there for an op.
You know, you said Pain didn't waste our time with the cosmetic comeback. Maybe it was Falcons wasting time. The moment they get to overtime, they kick it up.
I guess so, but in the course of the series, even if this goes through maps, like Pain just
What
sent
the
them a
hell
message.
is-
Hell yeah.
That was like a very impressive comeback to make, regardless of the outcome in this map. NQZ has done some of his best work on a scout, though.
Oh, you like,
I mean,
you
I'm just saying,
perfect.
because
Mohan,
yeah,
you never cease to amaze me.
all right.
Wow. How do you predict things like that? And then when I try,
It's like an anti-eco. You're like, this team's gonna win.
the hell is going on? What a shot.
They definitely need this round. Definitely and desperately.
I didn't realize that 𝘋𝙤 was having such a good game.
Yeah.
Top of the charts here for Falcons.
Don't really remember a 𝘋𝙤 kill, but he's been getting frags, and Nico just like quietly getting carried.
Actually true. 11 and 19 Nico.
Dexter, be careful, my friend. Your closest rotates outside of the B doors.
Nah.
Ooh, he's going to take the chance versus the scout. Oh, it's not holding.
They're gonna hear this.
Yeah, they heard that scope, so NQZ's going to peek in. Oh!
Why?
Gets that kill faster.
Oh,
But Snow gets the upgrade to the off, and then 𝑇SS slides in
he's
triple.
so good at angles like that.
Mid-fight done. 𝑇SS a quad picks up the slack in that B site.
What was
They
that
wanted to rush
hold?
that so bad after they got that next kill. 3v5.
Man,
A
if he didn't
3v5
switch to
and
the
4
op,
kills to one man
and if he
alone.
rotated his
One
Mac
man with
10.
no support. He was the support. And this scout shot's clean through the frag as well. My goodness, but look at this.
saved.
You can't run, you can't hide. 𝙻𝙻 locks it in on the exit of the tunnels. Magisk pumped
What
about
if
that
Snow
one. Falcons
didn't switch
clean
to the
sweep
off?
of overtime. Just when you thought
Oh,
they
B
let their
rush?
map
No,
pick
B
slip through
pick.
their
Going for B
fingers.
pick.
1 of 3 rounds, all they need on this T half.
And then we
Let's
look back in the first half, and it was Falcons with the later rounds that were better. They just aged like wine. Looking for the feel-good finish. If
Man,
FQZ has anything to say about that.
they're trying to throw
Nico
so
keeps the
hard.
site player on his toes, but that's going to elicit the smoke grenade back in his face.
Going contact.
𝙍𝙗𝙬 body blocking. We've seen him do good jobs at climbing up to interrupt this.
Oh, they had. No, they don't.
And he's going to go off of that. The shot connects, but 𝙍𝙬𝙬 ready to get the trade frag fast enough. You've got a challenge to this B site soon.
It's still worthwhile here. You know?
Bomb actually backs out.
Yeah, if they go 1 for 1, it's they know there's still 2 players on B. It's 𝙍𝙗𝙬 plays
they
flex
know.
towards the A site, but they're opting to run into the op.
Uh-oh. There's your cat player rerouting around towards long.
Moments like this, NQZ can freeze up. He needs to get active.
If that catwalk player comes to help, then you'd think NQZ is doomed. But he peeks out and finds Nico, unprepared for the car peek. Fire at his feet. Cat player comes at him. Oh, he turns for it. Lovely stuff here from NQZ. Can 𝙻𝙻 go big again? We've got Snow on the angle. 10 to the clock. 𝙻𝙻 knows both positions. And he's got the time to put the bomb down.
𝙻𝙻 can
Snow
clutch
can't
this.
challenge without that frag.
But
It's
Snow is
not
also
enough
good.
to kill him, and it misses entirely.
Battle of two
𝙻𝙻
great
was massive in that 1 round
CS2
ago. And as he gets off to the ramp, it is
I
Snow
switched
with
to
op in
USP.
hand. Slow to the fight. 𝙻𝙻 closes. Falcons push us to map 3.
Unbelievable.
No
scenes.
double OT.
That is, of course, unless you are the side of the Falcons who have secured this map. And really, on the back of what got to overtime, it probably shouldn't have in the first place, but damn sure did we get it. Jacob Pimp-Binnicky, Sudin Bleb, Wegenbaum.
You got it there at the end. Good, great job. Great job. Listen, Nico might have left G2, but G2 eventually does never
That
leave
was a great
Nico
shot.
seemingly, because that should have been such an easy map. It was, what, 12-7 or something for the side of Falcons, and they completely... I don't know what happened after that. So many rounds just completely falling asleep at the wheel, just kind of throwing it away. I'll just say, a couple of players, I don't know what the hell some of them were doing in some of those rounds. Credit to Paint bringing it back, but I guess they needed to reset. Because once they reset, once they get into overtime, suddenly they're like, hey, guys, you guys remember how to play this map? And they played it perfectly.
Yeah, there's no doubt that Falcons were the better team on Dust 2, and there's no doubt saying they should have won. I believe they're up 12-5 actually at a certain point in this game. And you're right, it felt like they just fell
Third
asleep at
map
the
is
wheel.
going
You see
to
right
be
here, 7-5 first half,
banger.
and then Nico has a big pistol from that point onwards. It was Falcons all over in the beginning of the second half. And then I don't know what it is, you know, as you said, I want to give credit to Pain Gaming because they had a couple of rounds where they completely outplayed Falcons, but when you're leading 12-5 on a map like Dust 2, you're prone to win it one way or another. So the fact of the matter is we had to go into overtime. I almost want to say, Trace, that we have 2 losers of Dust 2. I know that's not how it works. I know Falcons at the end of the day got the W, but again, it doesn't install me with confidence. Again, it's just another warning sign for the future. Anyway, they win the map and we move on.
So what you're saying is this was not some inspiring counter-strike.
It's called a Pyrrhic victory, Trace.
Okay.
It's a Pyrrhic victory.
Like a
Where you
cosmetic
win.
victory.
Yeah, somebody had to win, and at the end of the day,
So
that was
hard to
Falcons.
see
And
through
listen,
that, Molly.
and the last, like, the overtime rounds, that was clinical. Played so well by Falcons.
well-
It's just like, what happened? I feel like they were playing not to lose, and all
Through
those
the
rounds with
team,
12-5,
Molly.
but like, all right, guys, we're just going to save, take it easy, play default, try to overcomplicate matters. Instead, that allowed Pain back into the game. And again, I wouldn't give credit to Pain. It really looked like they were done and dusted, no pun intended, that map. But in the end, just not quite enough in overtime.
Yeah, but that's where I want to give credit to this guy because he stepped it up massively at the later stages of the game, especially in overtime. You know, had 2 massive rounds. Obviously, we saw the very last one
Actually,
with the
that's
1v2 clutch. The
is the
one before
standard,
that, he
yeah.
got a quad kill towards the B bomb side as well, where Pain for some reason decided to go out one by one. You know how it works. He was able to punish it. So overall, a great display by 𝙻𝙻. But then again, it shouldn't be needed. It shouldn't get to the point where he has to show up with a quad kill, has to show up in a 1v3, 1v2 to close out the map. So as much as I want to say congratulations to Falcons, I really can't.
Okay, well, I can leave you with that one. I can also...
They get the dub, though, so,
They do. Let's
yeah.
circle it back just a second, though, because there was that whole
Nico getting
idea that they were
carried,
going to take
yes.
the weapons away from the Falcons.
I
They're trying
mean,
to save 4 deep, and
you
that
can
was
have a
pretty much
bad
the end of
day.
regulation, right? Do you
Just
think there's some
having a
sort of
bad day.
miscalc in maybe the money there, or at the end of the half, or...
I'm calling
You know,
it.
you
He
know what
will
you're
carry
saying,
the
for
third
example,
map.
just to try and get into
Calling it now.
the psyche of how the
Let's see.
Falcons are playing, right? Like, fine, there are scenarios when you're like a 4v5, you still have a few rounds remaining, let's go for the save. You just don't turtle up, play all the way passively, where you're getting surrounded.
He was
and
trying
being completely
some
swamped
stuff, but
as the
getting
members of Pain are going in for the
caught
hunt.
off
Instead,
guard.
you want to have more forward positioning to make that hunt more uncomfortable. Have someone playing towards the B bomb side. You have an op as well, right? Someone can be playing towards outside of T-spawn for that matter. Instead, all grouped up, and that for me was very telling as to how timid their mentality was during the end.
Falcons
of
is looking
allowing Pain into the
pretty
game. But the moment it hit into overtime, I feel that's
okay.
when Sonic had a quick chat with them. It's like, guys, please wake up.
mean,
And they did wake up. I love
if
how
we
they went for that
replace
tunnels
Dexter
control
with
on the
a
info, and that's when Pain's T side completely fell
good
flat
offer,
when
like
it came to overtime.
There was
someone
2
like
rounds in overtime,
Monacy,
Pain
someone
Tier 1.
like
The first one we saw it right here, Tiz gets a quad kill. That's a Pain round all over it.
Someone like
Then
Wonderful.
secured in 1 round moving into the second half.
And
And then the first overtime round in the second stage of the overtime
And
was also a
Simple
Pain round.
gets
Tiz
back to
should never
Navi,
won that
replacing
1v2 clutch.
Wonderful.
So I do feel like this game
What
could
if
have been
that
ongoing
happens?
still. At the end of the day, you got to give it up to Tiz for showing a bit of willingness to just, listen, guys, I don't know what the hell we're doing right now. I'm going to close this map and then we move into Nuke, because that's what it felt like for Falcons. When you're up 12-5, you have already won the map. Obviously, they have to do it. They have to get that final round to secure the back and secure the
And a
W,
better
but
edge
for
use.
some reason, we had to witness this, and it leaves
Someone
me
like
with
Shuhei was available.
it leaves me with a sour taste, because the conversation and the narrative could have been, all right, bad Mirage, you
What
get
did
warmed up, you get into Dust
this
2,
happens?
very demanding victory, very cool start
They
to the
can
CT
be a
side,
good-
all flowers, all positives. At the end of the day, we
Good
found
top
ourselves
5
questioning
team.
whether or not Falcons are here to play, and I don't want to have that conversation. Now we have to have it, and that kind of annoys me.
Well, then let's do it. Let's have that conversation. Are the Falcons here to play? And I'll start with you, Sudan.
Well, they are, seemingly they are here to play, because we are in map number 3 here. Trace. They got to win. And listen, also, Dust 2, I think it is their home map, and despite the fact that, that they choked that 12-5 lead, they have now won all 5 Dust 2s they've played with this lineup, which is kind of good. 100% win rate with 5 maps, played pretty solid. Coming into Nuke, however, right, this is a map I'm going to give the edge to Pain. I think Pain's going to take this, right? Map 1, they won very
Oh, it's
convincingly.
gonna be
Map
Nuke.
2,
Oh
they
my God.
made the
Cinema
Falcons
incoming,
sweat.
guys.
Falcons played
Says
like the
Falcon is
underdogs
good,
in
but
this
not
matchup.
against best
And
teams,
Nuke is a
yeah.
map where...
I mean, Pain is
remember what
not a
happened
bad
when you're playing
team.
against Navi,
They
Online,
are a
and
good
Copenhagen.
team
Pain
right now.
beat
They
Navi.
can
Pain have
beat
been beating a lot of top tier
any
teams on this
top
very map, and they've been making it very close, even in the losses.
on a good day.
So even the fact that Falcons might be coming into play here, Trace, I don't think it's going to be enough.
They
I
have
mean,
beaten
6-7
FaZe.
rounds
They
to,
have
to the
beaten many
backside
other
of
teams too.
having map point right there and pushing it all the way forward.
If
kinda
not, they
does
are
speak a
getting
little bit of a
close.
testament of fortitude, but at the end of the day, yeah, didn't really pan out how you wanted to. We go to Nuke. We could kind of look at our depth chart here, but overall, stylistically, what are you guys expecting from either side?
I think it's going to be tough for Pain to win, because I look at the CT side from G2, and I actually think all these positions makes an awful lot of sense. Nico and 𝙑𝙑, we know what a menace he can be.
Which team is that again?
Which team was that again?
G2, Falcons. Falcons, right?
I
Nico playing
understand.
𝙑𝙑. Nico
It's
playing
okay.
𝙑𝙑 in this position, arguably the best player to do it, has been for quite some time. Tiz
I'm
on
calling
red.
it. It's
A
gonna
menace
be a
is actually
close
very
map.
good at that position, does all the right
Yeah.
things all
Like
the
Dexter.
times, good at staying alive, good at staying around, getting the kills. And then Dexter, I've been questioning, and I think everyone's been questioning his decision-making throughout this entire series,
Gonna
and maybe
be a
as a whole
close
as a
map.
player. But when it comes to Nuke, I feel like he's very aggressive. He likes to play up front and 𝙑𝙑. He likes to group up with Nico, and I think he's finding an awful lot of impact. And then if your weak point is supposed to be Magix and 𝙬𝙬𝙗 inside, I think you have a pretty good defense. So as much as I want to give Pain credit for making it to Nuke, I still believe Falcons are going to take it on the base of a strong CT side.
So what you're telling me is to be on the lookout for 𝙬𝙬𝙗 with a Negev.
Hopefully that won't be needed. If he's gonna
Won't
pull
be
that
needed.
out, then I think we're
I
gonna
will
be in a bit
stop
of an
my eyes
issue.
out.
So hopefully not Trace.
I would listen, man. Like you're going up against Pain. You saw the way you had such a labored map number 2, the way you lost map number 1. If I see a negative coming out, words are going to be said, Trace. Not nice words, not pretty words.
I
Give
can
me a
imagine,
second,
but
guys.
I'm sure they will
Give
be
me a
eloquent
second.
and poignant at that. So here.
Every single game you play has an effect on the amount of points you score. You can see if Falcons were
Vitality versus 3D Max was cinema. I didn't watch that, yeah.
We don't know how these two teams are going to fare in the tournament as a whole. We do know, though, that the winner is guaranteed $31,500 if I'm not mistaken.
If
which
you're
also
talking
helps
about
the
IEM
VS. So there's a little bit more than just the game itself at stake.
Vitality is not
However,
playing in
let's
this
focus on
tournament.
Nuke. Let's focus on this. You say
But
Pain, I say
Kato,
Falcons. Trace, we owe it to you.
So
At
I am
Vitality
the
30 max
tiebreaker.
was
Look, I've been thinking long and hard about this, and to be
haven't.
honest with
crazy
you,
good.
my real prediction is that we're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to jump into Nuke, and I can assure you that we will have a conclusion of this series on the backside of that. Yes, it is Falcons. Yes, it is Pain, and yes, this is PGL Cluj-Napoca 2025.
She said she loves you, but
PGL
she can't love me.
Cluj-Napoca.
But I love you.
Videos, clips.
I won't play window anymore.
Yeah, there was a lot of trash talk. It was a lot of trash talk in that matchup. Apex said in the post-match interview, like he felt like he was playing, French LAN, French local LAN, because all of the players in 3D Max are French, and he's also French.
Falcons Nico is here to take the test. He's going to guess the price of the CS2 weapons and put his knowledge to the test. You ready for this one, Nico?
I don't know, man. I hope you don't go, to Negev, to like SMGs. I don't really use those weapons, so.
Yeah, I'll just say, it's probably not weapons that you are a fan of. Probably not your favorite weapons in there. But I'm ready to have some fun with you. And try this out. So let's see how we can do it.
Let's go.
You'll have 60 seconds. My recommendation to you is, if you don't have an idea, say a number and guess, and get through to the next one and try and get as many correct as possible.
And how many do I have?
There's a lot, so you can just keep trying to go
So
through.
it's just a full buy menu, but
I'd say a quarter of the buy menu, maybe half.
Okay.
All right, let's get the timer running. The M249.
I have no clue. I would say 1.8.
5,200. CZ.
What?
CZ.
CZ 300?
500.
500.
Negev.
This one is cheap, no?
Yeah.
1.8. Is it?
Oh, 1.7.
1.7.
R8.
500?
Oh, 600. SG 553.
3,000. 3,000?
Yes, exactly. Good. Mag 7.
1.7?
Oh, 1.3.
Really?
Nova.
1.2?
1050.
No way.
P90.
2,000. 2,000?
2,350. Scar.
5,000. 5,000.
5,000, yes. And the time is up.
That's it?
That's it. That's all you got through. This is a skill you do not need, Nico. You have many others that you can
Apparently I do. Let's do this one again for playoffs if we get there.
There we go. We'll give you another one. Yeah. Round 2, when Falcons go to playoffs, Nico will be back with all the knowledge and he'll show everyone how he can really do with it.
Yes.
Thanks for playing. Good luck in the tournament.
Thank you so much.
Nice buffering.
Oh, they played with them. God damn, they played with them. Pain Gaming lose after that massive comeback. Falcons, that's maybe a soul-crushing strategy, perhaps. I'm not quite certain, but it takes us to Nuke. And when we get to Nuke, there are still questions to be answered. Okay, we're talking about a Nico outside. Nico outside. Ooh, you've come to love that about Nico over his career. Outer Nuke play. His bread and butter. Can he do well enough for Falcons to put forth a map 3 win, to thrust their team into the 2-0 pool? That's the big question today. What do you think about that, Launders? Oh, right, I'm alone in this room for the time being. That's right, Launders has been fired, folks. I'd hate to break it to you. Breaking news, we've fired Launders. He is gone, and he's not coming back. So it's just going to be me talking to myself for a little bit. Unless he pays me $500,000.
I don't have a Falcon salary, so.
Oh, you don't? Hey, buddy. Welcome. We tried to jump into this game quick.
Oh, they both ran. They both had Pimp and Blair ran into the room to get on the mic.
That's lovely. That's nice of them. Get the hell out of here.
I was really taking my time peeing there. I really overestimated that break.
Hey, man. You know, the thing is, it was ready to go, and then Falcon said, wait, we need one more huddle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why we haven't jumped into the pistol just yet here, Mo.
Perfect.
But now Falcon.
What were you talking about?
Nothing. Just talking to myself. I was actually talking about how Nico's outer play has become one of, you know, the great legendary positionings of his career.
Yeah, but right now we have 2 bottom fraggers. That's 𝙁𝙗𝙗 and Nico, and they both play outside.
Well,
it's about to get ugly out there, Connor.
You know, that's a thing. Like it's like backyard wrestling. You know, watching like unathletic people just beat each other over the heads with like light bulbs and stuff.
Great content.
It's great content. It's entertainment. Okay.
Don't try this at home.
It doesn't always have to be world class to be entertaining. And so I think that it's like letting a team run an entire streak of 7 rounds back, only to win every single round in overtime right after.
There was so much on the line, ego-wise, about that. You know, letting that comeback take place. But I think they made up for it with crushing overtime. I think they win the first round. They're like, why couldn't we do that in the last 7? But then they win the next 3, and it's like, all right, we got Dust 2 out of the way. Yes, it was an impressive comeback, but we also fully crushed you when we went post-regulation. Yeah, we're looking at stats.
Who is winning
that are
is
great for Nico. It's just that form today looks a little rough. So we'll have to see.
It'd be a question as to whether or not he can just turn it around on map 3. He's entering this 3rd map as the lowest rated player on Falcons in the series. He's entering it with a 0.94. So contrast that to the 1.13 you just had on your screen for the rest of 2025. You know, and that is 3 events into it for Falcons. And, well, it's not his day yet. But his teammates, shout out 𝙍𝙗, very big impact over in overtime to make sure that sweep happened as convincingly as it did, have given him runway. So now he can play one of his favorite positions of all time. So it should be the moment that Nico's performance gets turned around. He even gets to start on the CT side. Should be. We'll see. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 pouncing into the A bomb site. That's a 3v5 for Falcons to have to deal with here in the pistol. And bomb planted off Nico's spam angle. 𝙍𝙗 up in heaven. Dexter's Berettas try to activate into the lobby, but I mean, 𝙁𝙗𝙗's got a nice deep angle from spawn to hold him back.
Unless Dexter
there
hits.
is double checking. No kits.
Dexter gets 2K.
Time is of the 𝙍𝙗𝙗.
Dexter trying to get
the
the rampage rolling, but it's no openings for him. No openings whatsoever. There is not a single thing that Falcons can be happy about in this pistol round, and that is Pain to take the first.
They've had a lot of good pistol rounds, actually. Pain have struggled, really, trying to get good ideas to work versus the Falcons.
Him.
And again, just go back to Dust 2. That was pistol wins and full 3-0 conversions. Both have for Falcons. Still goes to overtime.
Yeah,
and he
it's a game lost
dies.
without those pistols for Falcons.
Playing with dangerous margins at that point. So they'll lose this one. And CT side won't kick off with ease.
And we've got 2 teams with, you know, differing expectations, but also 2 teams who are willing to take rounds in stride. The Pain have had to make comebacks. Falcons are up to 1 best-of-3 land win. Like, Everyone's got to
Are
be
they
realistic
forcing?
here at the beginning of the year.
Yes, they have.
Oh, very quickly circumventing any threats.
Pain have been getting some great practice on Nuke, though.
Practice makes perfect. A players
Probably
knowing that
French.
this wrap is coming around by all the noise that's going off outside means 𝙍𝙗𝙧 holds back. Now he's the one guy at threats, but looks like he's dealing with those threats easily. TeSS little jumping MP9s, little zany. 𝙬𝙧 scout gonna get one. There's a Galil upgrade for him. You take it or you leave it. Wait, bomb. Oh no, bomb is sitting in T-spawn and 𝙬𝙧's about to find it.
No way.
Oh no.
How much damage could he really do, though?
No.
I mean,
He can win
he's
this
down to
one
15
now.
health. You can't protect this, right?
Second
But they
CT.
are only they're clearly just learning about this.
Second CT is Nico, and he has now come to the bottom of Silo. He's going to pick up the AK. Nico's going to grab the AK from the first guy. Big 𝙍𝙬𝙗 clears it, but Nico actually hasn't extended for the gun, and the bomb's not in his sight line.
Yeah, they can just go inside
Oh,
now.
if he had the
They're-
HP.
Nico's just hoping 𝙬𝙧 maybe. I don't know what he was hoping. Oh.
Why
didn't
is he not
see the
picking it
AK.
up?
He
Brother.
did fall in a little weird spot. But also, I mean,
Pick
he
it
didn't take
up.
an angle wide. Maybe he thought bomb was a little further back. I don't know, but ooh, Pain scooped that up. And the real pain point of that is that Nico comes to bottom Silo, holds an angle, lets them take bomb and leaves. You know what he could have done? Walk through main.
Yeah, he could have met them, cut them off at the pass if he wanted to. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know, he's hoping they go back outside afterwards, but with the amount of time left over, wasn't realistic.
So
Happy to get the upgrade.
Oh
Round win was a little
no,
bit
they are coming
unrealistic.
for Nico.
that was exciting for a second, wasn't it?
It's because of the commentary, man. You made it very
Oh,
exciting.
thank you. Well, it's because I was excited. Yeah, 𝙬𝙧 on the rooftops. Oh, and he doesn't even get to save, dude.
Die anyway.
He's got to accept that he let them grab the bomb and get the round back. And all right, damn it, I'll just keep the AK, I guess. Nope. Nothing for you, good sir. Pain convert. Sketchy, though. Don't be making those mistakes when it gets down to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, they forgot the bomb once on Dust 2. They forget it once on an anti-eco. Okay.
Now just a couple grenades for Falcons to try to do something with. You know, the common ground between the two opponents Pain have played so far at Cluj is that Astralis is an expensive team and so is Falcons.
Yeah.
Pain beat both of them. You know, we know the new VRS system is based on how much you earn prize money, but I wonder if we have room to throw in the algorithm, like, depending on the salary of the opponents you beat, you get some bonus points or something.
Yeah.
I think Pain deserves it.
The thing is, Pain are not a small org. They just
Sure. Yeah.
Brazilian players are very expensive. Yeah, and there's not any that would have a price tag like a Device or a Nico that we can think of, right? There's no 𝙁𝙬𝙗𝙧 out there. I feel like waiting to be bought. Besides some of the Fury, I mean, 𝘾𝙬𝙬𝙗 would be the one guy who stands out. Yeah, it's funny because I guess a lot of people expected players to be siphoned from Pain to a team like Furia.
Correct.
But Pain are a bigger org outside of CS, as far as I'm aware. So maybe it was hard for the reverse to happen.
Wait, what? Esports outside of CS?
Yeah,
That's a
they
thing?
do exist.
What?
TeSS is all right.
Dealt with?
Yeah, it's the rumors. I mean, it's the allegory of the cave for me. I'm just seeing the shadows on the
Yeah.
walls, and I'm hearing about this. I don't know for sure, but from what I understand, Pain are Pain aren't just a puppy org.
I was wondering what Shox did when she wasn't at Counter-Strike events. It's those other esports they talk about, huh?
League of Legends, something like that.
Oh.
It's a big game, they say. Big game.
Duda?
You got to know at least some of the Valve universe, though. Come on.
Yeah. That's fair. You're right, actually.
Deadlock, baby, deadlock.
Yeah, up next, they say. All right, first gun rounds. Let's go. CT side, get it online. Don't be wasting time. Don't be letting Falcons kind of limp their way through this CT half. You extended play by winning out on Dust 2. Let's see what you got in store on
Just chilling
Duke.
and watching. Welcome, welcome. I am, bro. Welcome to the stream.
Paying cautious to the red cross. You got 𝙍𝙬 up
Just
top.
chilling.
You got NiKo down below. NiKo and 𝙍𝙬. NiKo and 𝙍𝙬. That just sounds like a duo that should damn well be able to stop
Oh, they didn't see anything.
a couple Brazilians, but not likely. Fast charge downstairs towards vent. Quicksand's about to have his hands full.
Okay,
But the
they are
fire
here.
stalls them. That's crazy. That was crazy from Snow.
Oh!
But that's crazier from Big
God.
𝙬𝙬. Double Galil headshots. 𝙍𝙬 very swiftly gets down into control, so he will cut down the bomb
Bomb is
carrier.
here.
They're a bit slow to ramp.
Big 𝙬𝙬 lets that bomb get dropped at the feet of the Opper, who feels like he's in a pinch because he is. Again, ramp has been taken over by the pain
There's
camp.
only one way to approach this. 𝙍𝙬 has so many things to watch. They have to come in control side and be responsible for recollecting this bomb. Oh, and they find a way to kill 𝙍𝙬. He's not peeking with his teammate.
Good trade frag back from NiKo. He's still worried about that vent play, and QZ right here in the windowsill.
Oh my
And so
God,
NiKo gets
NiKo.
away, and Magisk is able to offer up some help. It is the first from
Only
Falcons,
NiKo can
and it
pick
takes them
those
4
shots
rounds to get there.
in that
I don't
situation.
know if this becomes Big
That's some
𝙬𝙬's
crazy
fault also,
stuff.
because he gets those 2 kills. But between those 3 trades, he had no support. And then he gets all the way control side, gets traded out. But we're still 50 seconds, right? They maybe don't have the info, and I think after he gets the first 2 kills, he thinks all of lower is clear. So, fair enough, but we see Falcons were not shy about getting downstairs. Yeah, it might be unfair to say that he overextended. He got 2.
With the Galil.
If he thought there was 3 downstairs, they would have been going to the top side.
I think if anything, we kind of forget about it because all the other stuff that happens after. But Snow jumping through fire into the vent.
Yeah, that was theatrical. It's a little Rooster AK.
All the money on the line here for Pain. Ooh, Quicksand gets first blood.
Nice one. It's a stud on Dust 2.
Yeah, Big 𝙬𝙬 likes to kind of take a little peek, a little risky peek every once in a while.
He's a
around the
curious
butt.
cat.
He is. You know, and curiosity killed the cat in this round. Cat was peeling away from the lobby, but and QZ up above him. As they leave, CTs take over the space. Now, Cows actually comes back. It's a double up inside of Squeaky's side, but you've got 2 players behind you. Do they turn fast enough? Oh, yes!
Oh.
Quicksand able to track them through that smoke.
Nailed it.
A very desperate attempt to get
What
that
is that
bomb down
time?
vent.
Are you kidding?
They love the vent drops. And then they're one of the teams
Nice
that
timing.
are really competitive on Nuke that are pretty obsessed with it. And like, obviously the great thing about a vent drop is you threaten upstairs and take the bomb lower in the same breath, sort of. The problem is, obviously, it can get a little messy at times, but it's totally a viable thing to do. I think it's just not as common for people to use in the mid rounds these days. Most people use it as a late round squeaky option in case the trades don't go the right way upstairs. Then you kind of drop vent when you're down to a 2v2 and you know it's open, something like that. But Pain really like to do it 5v5 setups, and in moments like that. But that was a fast flank, man. The rotations from the Falcons the last couple of rounds are clean. Like, they pushed 𝙀𝙀 and Trophy at the exact same time. Last round, they had 3 players rotating down B so fast that they had Pain confused.
Would have been a tough one, though. Even if they, let's say Quicksand doesn't kill both on the flank, there was already a CT just outside of the vents downstairs. We don't end up seeing that position, but like, if they have this affinity for vent, and Falcons are going to keep players down there in anticipation.
Well, if a team overreacts on Nuke, then upstairs is weaker. Because again, it's like a Chinese finger trap. If you go 1 layer down, it's just hard to come back up. And I think
True.
Pain have to sort of clue into that. Because if Falcons pre-rotate, or they start secret, or they double up lower, or they have double up ramp and have one go downstairs, it can be very easy to influence them to do an over rotation, and in which case that's how you weaken the upper side. So that, fundamentally speaking, that's the advantage that they've got to hope that Falcons keep leading into, and we'll see if they can exploit it. But from the Falcons POV, they're right. Pain like to go lower.
So, you know, starting moves look good for Falcons. Pieces in the right position. Same as Nico, already being down at the bottom of Secret. Oh, but Dexter loses to the AK. Nico's gonna hold that line. Magisk, a singular frag. Kicksand jumping around right on the other end of this, and it is 𝙑 who is the one unknown CT, but they catch him. Ready for the peak was 𝙑𝙬𝙧. And now they can all walk away, join forces.
Oh,
This is
Nico's about
what I'm
to
saying.
come.
You get the rotation downstairs. Now you're in the vent. So either you come back up like this. Oh, and he doesn't get spotted.
Oh, but then they go Secret.
No.
Yeah, they do.
Wow, Nico made an executive decision I thought was going to pay off there. Pain are going one level deeper and saying, you wouldn't bet we would go downstairs again, and they are.
Wild. To fall all the way back.
That looked like a genius move out of Nico. It's, you know, you would think, oh, they could be walking in mini right now. I can't get out of the vent, and instead,
True.
they got juked. Free plant.
A little worried about ramp because they don't know, but it's all good. CT is nowhere to be found, and Falcons, you'd think with such a lack of positioning, it's a save.
It's rounds like these that really feel like football downs, you know, just in terms of the kind of plays you make, the reset, the thought about the last play, and going into the next one.
Oh, American football. Pigskin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, the one that you have to be really smart to play.
Right, the one that you don't use your feet in.
Yeah. Use actually all parts of your body in this game. Never seen a guy win a game of football without running. So it's much more dynamic. You got to be stronger too.
I'm not getting involved in this one because
you're a coward.
Europeans are my friend. Some of them.
Asterisk.
I pointed that out here.
Until you start talking about
So
pizza.
Bendu, the thing is, he is a good opper. He has got a good, you know.
Here we go.
When he's good, he's too good.
Run boost. Love it.
But
Ooh, through the fire. Snow's
I
got a
don't
good tempo
think
here. Nico
he
on the
can
reload. Does not know about this timing. Snow, are you that brave?
that good to beat, you know,
Oh, he's watching.
top 5
I don't
teams
think so,
consistently.
buddy.
Nico's literally sitting there like, you're trying to trick me right now.
Yeah.
I don't
Very
think.
well aware
he's
of
that
what's
good.
up. That is still a Nico on 5 HP for the record.
Bonesi,
But it's a Nico that was ready for the
will
push.
be out of his contract from G2 in late 2025, so
That frees up
maybe we
𝙑 to
can
take
see
control of
Bonesi
Secret
in
instead.
Falcons. Let's see.
And all that damage means, you know, main
That would be a huge
looking
upgrade.
viable.
That is
He's very
going to be
animated
the
barking orders or information,
The move
feeding it over to
which
𝙑𝙬𝙧
Falcons
so
are
that they
gonna
can try to make an
need to make.
informed choice. Where to go at a man disadvantage.
if they don't find
what
the
now?
results,
50 seconds.
which I think they won't be able to find.
Magis is
with
a
this
big
roster.
place for him. 𝙑𝙬𝙧 at a huge health disadvantage, as is NQZ now. So everybody getting softened up. No way he doesn't get that. All good.
All good.
Kicks out,
Huh?
sprays down 3.
No
𝙑𝙧
problem.
holds on main.
What?
All good.
What
Okay,
was
now
that?
we got to Kicksand highlight. That really speaks to his output on Dust 2, and it shows us, okay,
Kicksan
here's
with
a
a
moment
triple.
that shows off exactly how good he can be.
Easy does it.
Magic's like, I softened them all up for you. Sprayed an entire silhouette like it was a crime scene.
Couple rifles here for Pain, all they can afford, so it's an all-in round 8. Great chance for CTs to reset, unless they can't hand it. 𝙑𝙬𝙧 just gets the headshot. 𝙑𝙧
I thought
dead.
it was a jumping AK, but it was jumping Tech 9.
And ramp
AK was
belongs to
just
them, at
behind
least the top
that
side of
jumping
it.
Tech
Nico
9.
is already down here on the doorways of ramp. 𝙍𝙗𝙗's got to be careful with the
Nico's already
reposition.
here.
There's no outer control
They are not
whatsoever here for
expecting.
Pain. 𝙍𝙗 decides to try to take the fight to them, and he softens up a bunch. But he is now dead. Magisk
What?
Bat swarmed from both sides, and
What?
𝙂𝙀𝙗𝙗 slips out on 20 points of health. 𝘋𝙤 into control. Ooh, it's a Molotov behind him. 𝙁12 is dead. And 𝘋𝙤, nah. Door spam off the mark, but Snow's head right in that crosshair from a 2v4 to a 2v2. And remember, 𝙂𝙀𝙗𝙗 still low and exposed as he stands in the open ramp. And if 𝙍𝙗𝙗 comes down and peeks this doorway, I mean, NQZ you'd think is doomed. He is just stuck back there. It's one thing to be behind 𝙬𝙬. Oh, but he peeks out with incendiary.
What the hell my guy is doing?
NQZ's playing, and not just back clock sitting, waiting for his timing to peak. So perfect punish. That'll send 𝘋𝙤 to go save. Pain, even through taking all of that damage, on again, all of those rotations.
Get through critically.
Okay.
𝘋𝙤's not even here for the save. Bomb would have found him no matter what. Pain go up 5-3, the double rifle ramp push to keep everybody's money teetering here, right? This is another time where Pain come in at a disadvantage.
Long time and I press
keeping
it
the
to
round
add
going
me using
keeps
FedCode
this
or Discord
anybody's game, and more
whenever you want to
importantly,
play.
their 5-3
You can add
two-round
me.
lead is in their
Fine,
hands.
bro. Just use my Steam
I was surprised
or
to
just
see Nico's crawl
put
up
your
through the ramp,
Steam
but it was
friend code. I
almost
will add you.
successful. Magisk was just staggered behind him, about a few seconds away.
Put your friend code in
Huge
chat.
shot from NQZ.
Yeah. The thing about Nico's push is that they
Or you
fully took
can
ramp,
just open
so
this
you
link
know you've
and
got
add me.
4 or 5 players
Either way.
around ramp. Like, how are you going to escape if you're Nico? Like, what's the actual contingency plan? I'm not exactly sure how he viewed it, but unless the comms were weird from 𝙍𝙗𝙗, that was very clearly a full ramp
Man,
hit.
what was that round? They're
Feels
throwing
Nico's
bodies
plan
like
was
it's
maybe just kill
nothing.
them all.
It's like,
Everyone
imagine
is going
Nico
ramp.
was the only ramp player there, and he heard that explode. He wouldn't come
Okay,
back up the
Nico
ramp.
was
Right? He
ramp
would
player. Then
run
who
away.
the
Now it's
had light first?
definitely possible they assumed 𝙍𝙗𝙗's the only one there, so they wouldn't expect him to go. But
Tessus died
once
first,
again, getting
died
away,
first.
I feel
Then
like
it
is
was
the
Nico.
difficult
Then it
part.
was Magisk.
He had Magisk behind him. You know, maybe that gave him this sense of confidence to challenge.
Yeah,
But
Crazy.
he didn't see that spray last round.
yeah. Magisk tries his damnedest to hold off the follow through, but that's 𝙂𝙀𝙗𝙗 20 HP coming out from the other door. And Magisk not fast enough to flick over, so money all on the line here for Falcons. This could be the start of a lopsided T-half if Pain can break through. MP9, Scout and FAMAS. Dwindling utility already at a minute 10. And Nico finds that challenge he's looking for outside, but there are many bodies beyond that smoke, and he catches Snow. Now NQZ clipping the wings of 𝙍𝙗𝙗 takes a bit of support away from Nico. Good thing he keeps his head tucked as the top silo player spots him, and NQZ doubles up here in round 9.
Nico was very lucky to get away with the first peek and now goes
Nico's
down
there.
anyway. Double push out secret. Let's see if this is the key play. It's not Pain sort of overreacting in this spot. They have some time to work with, actually. But
I mean, the timing is
that's
good.
sort of fading away. Let's see.
They're
𝘋𝙤
expecting
will
this.
get spotted, and now this is very awkward for the Falcons. Where do they go from here?
Damn.
Oh,
Flushed out.
maybe they just go get a kill.
NQZ, triple kill so far this round. 20 seconds, they don't know about
Tessus can hold this.
They need to join up, actually. This is just 𝙬𝙗𝙗 alone.
Offers up the frag. Now, you're going to get this heaven wrap. I mean, NQZ is doing it all. 4 kills deep. He's on for the ace right here. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 slips in behind Tetris. Oh, 𝙂𝙀𝙗𝙗𝙗.
Nice try, bro.
The timing's good. NQZ can't believe it.
That was a series of kind of missed opportunities for Pain in general, but NQZ finding a second punish every single step of the way. And that was an expensive round for
what the
Falcons,
hell
wasn't
I'm
it?
opening?
We've got now.
All they had.
Yeah. On the CT side's not shaping up.
You know, for, again, this back and forth affair we had. 4 rounds to keep both teams' money teetering. Pain come out on top of that. Your half to run away with now. Of course, never a guarantee. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 P250 on the close smoke. That's fine. NQZ gonna deal with it. And all the attack
Lobby
gets
crunch?
dealt with.
Yeah, dude.
So they tried to catch them off guard. Instead, it is Nico 1v4 with a USP, no armor. Pain
How the hell I can
a
enter?
7-3 lead on the T side of Nuke, Mohan.
What?
Saying they've been getting some good practice on this map.
Yep, you did.
Enter friends code to invite them to connect. It's not working.
And it's a wild scene when 𝙍𝙬🙗 is going to be your highest rated player across 2 maps
Wait,
now in this
I
series.
think you have shared me the CS code. I will open CS then. Okay, that's saving.
𝙍𝙗 was right with him on Dust 2, but right now...
It's a nice thing in a cute way. You know, it's not a good thing. It's not a sustainable thing. And Nico can end the series as the bottom performer for Falcons. That just doesn't make sense. Not versus a team like Pain. I'm sorry.
That bomb's real big.
It's huge, man. People come from all over to watch that bomb go off.
True that.
Sonic wants in.
There was a interview from Nico, just a quote, obviously, but when it becomes the title of the thing, then it becomes me some deal. But he's like, Sonic wants to prove that he's one of the best coaches out there, and I think there is some sort of reputational damage done to his career. It doesn't
check it
because all this comes from the Astralis era, where you also have people saying, like 𝙁𝙗𝙗 saying, there is nobody like Sonic, and
sorry
lots of
for
good
the
things said about him back then. But in CS2, him and Snappy just never figured it out, and then if there's anyone to blame, I'm sorry, but it's got to be those guys.
Surely, yeah.
It has to be. We see so many teams these days that operate under good coaches and good organization with a good coach, and they make players you haven't heard of good.
Oh, yeah.
Heroic are the best example of that right now, and so is the last iteration.
Man, they
that
are
now playing for Falcons.
They're winning
like
this
Gamer
map.
Legion 2.
Spirit, Gamer Legion, Na'Vi, Heroic.
Deus Ex is already out. This is a huge gun round, man. This is what Falcons waited for.
Only
there's
Nico
no
can save the
convincing
song.
buy on the other side of this. 3 rounds of loss bonus. And Falcons already having to fight back from a 3v5. I mean, this third map hasn't even been competitive. At least on Dust 2, we had 15 minutes of competitiveness from the team that was losing.
𝙍𝙗 can hold this
forth,
if
but
he gets into a good position.
it was that ramp fight, the double rifle ramp
Keep
fight
going.
from Pain that just bottoms out the bank
Now
accounts of Falcons.
he's in a good position. Dexter is also playing ramp. He can come to support. Nico.
𝙍𝙗 leans. Here's the rumblings of the hit. We're going to have Dexter try to test this soon enough, but first it's 𝙍𝙗, and he gets nothing. Dexter just slightly off the mark there. Nico will kill one upstairs towards Squeaky, but so be it. Bomb's already downstairs going down. Nico absolutely trying to save this here on his own. And Dexter has peeled away from the doorway just in case Pain tried to come and press him. But honestly, again, the money's not great in the next round. They're going to cut their losses.
Oh, man, they have to turn away from this one, too.
They're playing for a 4-round CT side.
It's done and
We're
dusted,
talking
guys.
map 3, folks.
Back it up.
This is do or die.
2-1 Pain. 8 rounds on C side. That is too much to handle.
Falcons did come into the series as an odds favorite, but I
3
think
in 8,
mostly
3 in
off
10.
of not brand
7 in
value, but
7.
individual player value. Like you see a
4 in
Nico on a
7,
team, and
7 in
that just
3.
instantly shoots him up. But again, Pain have been playing a lot of good teams and have picked up better wins than Falcons have, straight up. So we can't be all too surprised.
You know, I think there was this weird thing when we saw them go back to play a qualifier in Brazil last week.
It's done, if not
a loss to
4-8,
domestic
yes.
competition, maybe also chipped away at some of the confidence Pain had been earning. But it's when they come back over to Europe that it feels like they power up.
Can't play well versus noobs.
I didn't say it. Well, that's weird because they're doing it right now.
Man, Pain is looking good. They can win this.
That actually means
They can
must
win
be
the
good
whole
Connor.
tournament.
It is.
Not gonna lie.
That's what yeah. Solid showing this evening. Oh, there he is.
Who's a noob, Connor? Who is a noob?
There he is. Nice to see it. 12 rounds. No, actually, he's been trying his damnedest. He's only died 3 rounds in this half.
Yeah.
Like, it's not Nico who's been missing
That was
opportunities.
key.
It's Nico who just hasn't had opportunity.
You look down? No, I'm fine.
One more shoulder peek, Tessus. Oof.
Can his teammates put him in a winnable enough situation? He starts it with the 5v4. Good damage on the ramp hold.
Good damage.
Dexter gets pushed out. If they molly this again, then this is really tough. He won't be able to reaggress. Question is, what is
Man,
can you do
if
with it?
Dexter-
It's awkward when you take ramps slowly, because then you can't suddenly run downstairs.
Can
You'll get
even
killed
go
with
for
it.
1 here.
And if you don't have a lot of time on the clock, it's actually hard to
And it should be
re-expand,
enough
think
to
about a new
close
good
this out.
idea, because then
But they're
Falcon
going
starts saying,
again
Tessa,
towards
what's
A.
going on? I hear nothing. It's going to be a late squeaky round, something like that.
Oh,
Quicksand just walks into this.
Luckily, Tessus brings it back. That's man advantage maintained.
Are they going to use
Of
the
course,
vents? No,
Magus
they're actually
can
gonna
hold
kick it
this.
upstairs.
Executes NQZ. No double kill from him, but the heaven swing is fast. Dexter keeps that pressure up. Come on, 𝙬𝙗. There's one on the player who falls down in anticipation of the swing from Tessus. Not able to connect it. Now down to 7 seconds, and that vent player wrapped around lobby. No chance now for 𝙬𝙗. Time decides this one. 4 rounds
Brother
for
is paying
Falcons.
for
They
frags.
saved for it. They had to nab it, and they do. 4 rounds of a CT side in this decider map.
For what it's worth, they can make a comeback. We saw them get better as Dust 2 went on. They mostly did it within the first half to kick it off, but it's entirely possible. Thing is that this is obviously a subpar CT side in general. Very, very good start here to the map for Pain.
so
have to fall
if
back
they
on
win
that.
this,
They're pistols.
is it
Been
gonna be
strong.
FaZe
That's
versus Pain?
Yes. Yeah, so definitely worth it now. Pull it off if you can.
And the loser of this
I mean,
will
an 8-4
play
T side plus a second
EF,
pistol.
Eternal Fire.
You'd think that'd be the Pain
Winner
map
plays
and
against
match
FaZe,
win in
loser
the
plays
bag,
against
but no guarantees this series.
Falcons. Loser plays against Eternal Fire, who lost today against FaZe.
Kixan ends that half still at the top of the
it
charts
gonna be
for the
like that?
Falcon squad.
Let's see.
Nico right behind him. Most damage and least deaths. I mean, 3 deaths on Nico across a 12-round half is pretty
I mean,
insane. when you're
FaZe
losing
versus Pain
8-4.
and EF versus Falcons.
I think that's a testament to just kind
I
of
think
the
that's
2v2s
gonna be
that
a
boiled down and
banger.
the amount of times he was forced to save.
Both of these matches, if they
So
happen.
here we go. Critical pistol for the Falcons.
I don't know how
An
this
element to their
format
play.
works.
That we know can deliver.
Ooh, double up and ramp with the dualies.
Yes, sir. And 𝙬𝙗 is going to draw that attention real far away. He's been spotted out.
They need
They
this.
approach him with
pistol.
backs turned. Oh, perfect for the Berettas. Tons of damage. Big 𝙬𝙗 peeks in, and it's desperation now.
Only
Nico
Nico.
1v4 gets an instant kill to Big 𝙬𝙗, but how does he piece together an entire pistol clutch?
Like you said, you look at his scoreline and you think this team is winning. Now in a 1-on-3, he might have to.
He's got the Kevlar, the
They're coming
Berettas,
out. Look
the
at that.
smoke.
Oh,
and
he
the
made
bomb.
sound.
Oh, he taps another! And the third of this 1v4. All Nico.
That's beyond.
No
This
way.
is what you paid for. But on the other side, the one
Nah,
roster
David
move of
Davis
Pain
will
coming
not
into
lose this.
2025.
Nah.
David Davis has been promising for this squad. Can he deal it back to Nico?
No way.
Incredibly sharp in these moments. But in a 1v1 like this, Nico's holding onto a pistol with 3 bullets and is not planning
way.
to reload. There's nobody who's going to be walking towards him either. So he's got to pick the site to go to. Nico is very good at judging where you'll rotate in from with enough
If
time
he
on
gets the
clock. On a
plant.
quiet map, he's so good at reading spots. But here, his
Ah,
reads
he's
are not
smoking
paying off.
now.
Davidus
He'll
is just
rotate.
playing in between 2 sites. But now with the smoke
Aye.
coming down, it's possible it goes back upstairs. And Nico, if he takes even more time, yes, Davidus will have to consider it. But now at the plant, it'll be open.
Smoke covers him. Davideus not working with the kit, but he does have a massive health advantage. And remember, only 3 bullets, right? 3 bullets. Only needs the 1. That is what you paid for. 1v4 from Nico in a much-needed pistol round win.
My lord.
They challenged up that ramp like they had an advantage. They thought they had an
1v4.
advantage. But
OMG.
Falcons have a Nico.
That too so
Didn't
clean.
reload. One shot, all he needed.
Oh my gosh.
1v4 clutch
Yeah.
He's
at the start of
he's
2025.
13-3.
Was not on my bingo
in
card,
a
brother.
5-8 game.
He looks that.
Just in time to get some credit, Connor, after those first
What if
two
they lose
maps.
this?
Yes, sir. Just in time.
All those
Wow.
efforts goes
That was
to win.
special.
Fast charge
they're
out.
not
The A
losing
site
this.
TSS insta clears the two.
Now
and
they can
this was
come
a force
back.
buy out of pain. With how quickly Snow and Davideus died, you'd think
So
otherwise.
they forced now.
Clean conversion. This
If
now
they
we can
remove
say
these
that
guns.
this entire second half made possible by Nico, and Nico alone in a 1v4
Which
on
they are
pistol.
trying.
100%.
Nowhere for Cowas to run, surrounded by the flames. This T side for Falcons in a decider map. Brought to you.
It's so funny though, because if Falcons win this game, everyone's gonna be like, "Save Nico." Those first two maps, he just bottom fragged outright.
A reminder. Went 13-20 back on Dust 2. Enters the series. Enters this map.
Hashtag save Nico.
0.94 rating. Bottom rated player for Falcons at the start of Nuke. Suddenly 13-3. You know, it felt like a sleeping dragon after that first half because he just didn't get many chances to win rounds.
So they can win this one too. 8-7.
I think it switches to the P2K
7
after
to
that.
8.
I think he can do it with everything.
It's a 𝙍𝙬𝙍𝙬𝙍.
Everything except the op.
Where is the remote? Give me a
Doing
second.
the unsilenced gang with Monacy as well.
That's a weird gang to be in, though. Just keep the silencer on, gentlemen.
It's one of the least ethical gangs.
Yeah, it is.
I don't like what they're about.
I don't like what you're peddling.
All right.
5-7 squad, though? Sign me up.
Your magic's in that spot. You got to be aware of that.
Nico
Burn
needs
forward.
to go big here.
Ah, TSS comes at that squirrely. Side to side on the
Like
run up.
UMP, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Big Uzera, dude. God. Jumping MP9 headshot from TSS. Stupid ass gun.
All right.
Remember, folks, this T-side brought to you by Nikola Kovac.
True that.
A world of possibility at the Falcons' fingertips due to a 1v4 in pistol.
That was like TSS in that Dust 2 B round, actually. Remember when he got out of tunnels? 4K.
Yes. Yep.
Should have never got out that tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, there have been some tragedies for Pain on these pistol rounds.
But I've seen Pain survive worse. In games with higher pressure. So that's the pistol and full conversion for Falcons. We've been praising their pistol play.
I feel like this is a... It's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
a
a gun
Kickzan
round.
fast call, man. He loves a
First
a
gun
rush.
round.
Oh, yeah?
He does love a rush.
Let's see.
A little upper hit, you're saying?
Maybe it could be...
Snow with the Mac 10.
Let's see who's in what spawn. No, they're just gonna go for outside.
Fast cross to secret here for NQZ, not working with the op. Well, got into secret and runs himself all the way down to that B site. And all the way from B site through the control window, now in ramp room. NQZ, that's half a marathon. Ooh, Big Uzera spots the bodies crossing over.
You guys crossed.
We've got Magisk lurking still a little bit
Saw
further
the bomb
behind.
as well, right?
We've got that top
they
silo
know, they
player,
know.
but yes, you are correct. Bomb spotted on the crossover, and they decide to come back.
They have no choice but
Or
to
do they?
respect the information. If you wait it out, it doesn't matter where you go. But for the moment, it is Pain guessing.
Yes.
Pain understand the pressure on this round.
Nico coming at it. It's him versus NQZ in the corner. Oh, half-ass clear.
Did not clear that properly.
Kicks in now. MP9 tries to charge down NQZ, who just wants the hell out of control.
Oh, that's a great move from NQZ. No overcommitment.
That's a great position.
Leaving him in the wind. Tess making moves.
Yeah, been heard, right? Moves and noise. So 𝙍𝙗𝙗 able to lock in behind Vent. He's got Big Uzair to stir up a distraction. Hut player tries to challenge. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 in with his one.
𝙍𝙗𝙗 can
Players
hold
coming
this.
at him. He goes for the wide, so he forces the team kill. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 shooting 𝙍𝙗𝙗 in the back of the head. Certainly not ideal. We've got fire on the Vent, so NQZ can't exit. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 fast on the response, and so Magisk trying to get off site. And in contrast to Nico, this has been a rough go of it. He's able to get into main here. Snow running over. That's an easy pickup on the young gun. Holds off on the Vent swing. Hut player dead, but the gun is empty. It's a damn near clutch out of Magisk, but Pain extend their lead off
nice.
the NQZ clutch.
Yeah, very nice try. And NQZ back-to-back great maps. In fact, that's 3 straight great maps, isn't it, from NQZ? He's had a much better day today. Denies the clutch out of Magisk. What an important round this is as well, and it's all because of this one mistake from Nico.
NQZ, the top-rated player across both maps, confirmed.
Betting
Even on the
odds,
map loss of
2.75.
Dust2.
1.46.
Round 17, that's Nico's 4th death.
It's a crazy stat line considering how many rounds we've played out.
And that they're not winning.
A real testament to the save. Bomb left behind them. There's still a ton of money here for Falcons, right? Clean conversions off of pistol, and that sure as hell helps.
Oh, you gotta take that and run with it. NQZ in danger of getting mollied.
Damn, that's a T-molly. A little late, but it works.
Brother.
That delayed
Final
fuse,
spread,
huh? Just when he had his hopes up, burnt to a crisp. Falcons, now suddenly you've got yourself a prime chance to hard reset the cash because you had that one survivor in the last round. And you've got a minute to finish off the 3 remaining players here of Pain.
It looks like they're just going to split via ramp, right? Because I think they heard one of those jumps in upper.
No one is lower.
Or maybe not.
This round
Maybe they didn't.
should be done. And that's
See what they're cooking up, man. But if they run into this upper site, that's exactly what Pain want.
Don't.
Oh, yeah. And now they know the CTs have no idea that Nico's down here. That's it. Nico's found the way. With time. 𝙍𝙗𝙗. One miraculous kill, and honestly, this gets really hairy for Falcons.
Ooh, it's covered.
But how is he going to stop it?
He's not. 𝙍𝙗𝙗's going to come late down secret, and again, with money on the line, I feel like you're looking for the save, and 𝙍𝙗𝙗 drops that MP9, so now the 2 M4s should just dip.
How did Nico get downstairs? That was via secret, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Uh-oh.
How the hell did Snowda? 1 in 11? I didn't notice
Nico
that.
doesn't get a kill this round, but his impact is still felt.
Snow is 1 in 11.
And we look at the contrast between Falcons rotating on that first half and the Pain sort of seizing up a little bit in the mid-round and not letting it happen. Versus any random team, they won't know what to do with the information, but you leave an open site like that to Nico, he's going to find the gaps and eventually make you pay for it.
True.
That's a tough pill to swallow if you're Pain. 2 rifles saved up. Timeout.
Timeout.
Waited 17 rounds to bring it up here, Mohan, but Snow is 1 in 11.
Damn.
Don't think I've said his name until this moment.
Yeah.
Not even sure if he's been in the server every single round. So a tough place to be in, where again, you know, one of the things about Pain that we question sometimes is consistencies.
Yeah, definitely. But this map will clearly be won and lost on rotations.
Yes.
Especially with the way that Falcons are playing, and that's what Nuke is. It's very difficult CT rotations, but with very good CT rotations, it feels like an impossible map to win from the T perspective. But that demands a lot of experience, good communication, and this understanding when to make the commitments.
Okay, let's go. Snow on 5-7.
Past round had elements of being unlucky. Right? They got the spam through the smoke and Squeaky to kick off.
So no, not
they were also
so
up
much
3v1 in that retake in the previous round. It's not as if they don't have a CT side. But again, here's Nico getting info. And here's Pain. Only in the top site.
Okay, and they are not lower.
How much of a path can Nico carve out? How much presence does he show, and what are Pain willing to throw down here, if anything at all? You know, alternatively, you just let it go if it goes. 𝙑𝙬𝙗 not biting on that lower play just yet, dodging flashes. NQZ up on top, keeps his head down. 𝙑𝙬𝙗 not able to serve up a distraction, so Magisk good on him. Keeps the presence of mind to clear it. Good lineup there for 𝙑𝙬𝙗, but he only gets one kill. TeSeS getting his name back into the kill feed,
and Nico's
slowly but surely.
Yeah, Nico's just confirmed lower,
That
as well
was
as
such
gone
a
back
hard
upstairs
clear
to
by
punish
Magisk
rotations
on the
afterwards.
boost.
So, done his job once again. That's the one guy they can't let go. Nico slips the net outside, and secret control is used against Pain.
That just frees up Nico to continue this hunt around. The only thing worth saving is that M4 on 𝙍𝙗. He will find Sanctuary deep in T spawn. So this is Falcons tying the game up. A T side that hinges on that tough spot economically for Pain. 2 more rounds made possible by the fact that NQZ is the only survivor in the 1 round Pain have won on this CT half.
That's a nice spot to hide.
And as much as Nico did just a straight up bottom frag those last 2 maps, how many players can do what he's doing right now on this map?
None. No one can do this.
Terrorists win.
No one can do what Nico does. Nico is Nico.
It's a boon to Kicksan as well, calling for, doing a swell job calling for that last heroic lineup. He had like a peak at Paris and then a trough, which some of those teams that were unlikely to be there sort of spent some time going back down, reassessing their game, losing a lot versus random teams, then coming back and rebuilding and being firmly and calling for firmly a tier 1 team in heroic. Now has it the most interesting chance in his career to call for a player like Nico and to benefit from Nico's mid-round calling as well.
Quick molly pressure to the back of sight. 𝙍𝙗, luckily for him, doesn't have anybody pounce through hut at the same time. It's a lot of posturing going on by Falcons, but no openings made possible out of the gate for it. We hit a minute 15. We got a lot of lobby presence here for Falcons. Pain really did a good job of holding on to most of the grenades that they came in with, so they're going to start dropping them now. First smoke goes down on Squeaky at a minute.
That's going to burn a lot of time.
Snow's got to step up. Critical position on top of hut like this. 1 kill in 18 rounds of play.
This is a moment where Falcons, they want to do something new.
Oh,
but the irony of it is that Pain, I think, have been most excited for some kind of upper hit.
Late upper hit.
And I think their conditioning might fail if they realize that Pain are just actually not responding to the amount of lower plays that have taken place. So we'll see if they can hold, but they've got players in the right positions to do that.
Gotta
hold. Snow can hold this.
Snow drops the
Nice
flash
one.
out, goes for the peek, blinds himself, and at least kills Magisk in the back. 𝙑𝙬𝙗 not really able to hold on to main just yet, but luckily for him, 𝙑𝙑𝙗 goes big with a triple. That's what you said. The positioning's there. They needed them to hold. They will. As simple as that.
Yeah.
Hold the line, and they do
Lean
for
over.
10.
Now, there's an important clue that comes with that for the Falcons, that they can assume a team is going to adapt and overreact, but Pain are not going to be that roster. So now that Pain have at least got this chance to stop the upper hit, now
Man,
it's
this guy.
really another gamble on this next round.
This
what takes
guy,
place?
man. This guy's so sharp.
But I feel like you should just simply start
The
by
newest
taking
addition
advantage of
to
outside
Pain.
again, because Pain are not playing it as well as Falcons are.
Maybe that's what they do, sending Dexter for the deep angle to Garage. Magisk just clips 𝙑𝙬𝙗. Open squeaky door, smoke not down fast enough, and 𝙑𝙬𝙗's dead. And this has the makings of another hard economic reset. The same reason Falcons have been able to pick up 5 on this T side so
He's
far.
thinking to push it. He's not.
2 one-off round wins could be what Pain have in their hands. Unless they reclaim this one with a 4v5, and it's looking dire.
That last round was almost a show of respect from Falcons that, well, it must not work for us to go lower again, but...
Snow.
Oh, okay. They'll get rid of Nico at least. It might be a little late, especially after showing 2. There's only one guy upstairs. 𝙑𝙑𝙗 has to stop them all.
Oh, and this time from a 3K last round to nothing this time. And if anything, he's able to slow it down, then suddenly they come bursting up that vent. Instead, Pain have to concede. They have to walk away. Falcons have officially tied this game off a T-side made possible by a 1v4 in the pistol from Nico.
They could have tripped over the finish line if not for that round out of Nico.
They showed promise to us in the last round, but that was a challenge kind of offered up by Falcons. Gentleman's agreement to at least fight once on an A site that very well could have been stacked. Falcons knew it. Not able to burst through it, but so be it. It's 3 standing for Falcons. 𝙍𝙗 loves that. We've got a tied game at 10.
I think if for Pain, you need to... You don't have to worry about Nico going secret if you can attack other parts of the map. But they need to find a new way to be active. And dying lurking in front of the squeaky smoke in the beginning of the round, it's so disheartening if you're calling to stay alive as long as you could. We saw a round where Pain
They can buy.
keeping 5v5 until 30 seconds, then Falcons came into a trap upstairs. But that's very one-dimensional out of Pain right now.
But
That's kind of the
the
one
bank
situation
of
that they are
Falcons,
set up to win every round.
It's good.
Except 3 of the 4 of the last ones have been multi-pronged lower lurks with late round ramp plays and a lot more than just a simple upper attack. So if I'm Pain this round, I'm definitely exploring some more options.
True.
Double trophy pushes,
True.
getting aggressive in new ways outside.
Double ramp push. Everyone will like that.
And QZ, can you be the hero?
It's the kind of move they need.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, that's what they need.
That's you just Mohan, you're a prophet. Forced to get active, right? With only 2 rifles in hand, they had to do something different, and in doing so, it's a kill apiece from the 2 guns that they tiptoe into round 21 with. Doesn't mean the round's a guarantee.
Yes, it's not a guarantee.
But it's a hell of a start. In contrast to some of the rounds prior, 𝙑𝙬𝙗 is going to go looking outdoors for something. And there is a player out here ready to be taken down. That'll be 𝙑𝙗 on the outside of main. Yeah, sitting duck up top. 2v4 now, demanded of them. He's going to shoot the gun over to main so that maybe somebody can pick it up.
It's a little awkward, though, the retake. NQZ has an op. They're not coming in with a lot of utility. Falcons, if they play their cards right, they can still survive the situation. But for now, 4v2.
And as you'd expect, of course, no kit. As this was just the 2 rifles to start at such a strong position for Magisk if they try to come out from the double doors. But if they challenge out through the control windows, now it's a different situation. Magisk has to forfeit it, and 𝙑𝙬𝙗, god damn, triple kill for him when it matters most. His Nico moment in this second half.
No kidding.
1 rifle, 1 op, off of the tack pause, and they go for that two-pronged hit to take this lead back 11-10 Pain.
Now it's a matter of how fast can you learn, and what's 𝘃𝙬😗 afraid of here for the Falcons on this next round?
On such a low
just hiding,
investment
right?
round.
We didn't actually see how he kicked it off. He was hiding inside the secret corner, and 𝘃𝙬😗 shows up fast with no molly.
They had one op, one M4.
Free kill
That's it.
to start it.
Now the economy is good on.
They had a bit of egg on their face, but they've
on
wiped it
CDs.
off. They've taken the lead back.
And now something that we haven't really had throughout this second half through Pain CT side, money has been an issue. Fast movement onto top main. 𝙁𝙬𝙗 is going to have to react by giving up an angle to allow that red room cross. And QZ, whoa, saw him fly. 𝑇SS re-peeks back into it. It's a critical trade out of the Opper, but main, it's been conceded to 𝘃𝙬😗.
NQZ seal.
Oh, he just steps into the line of the Opper. 𝙍𝙗𝙗 takes a ton of damage. 𝘃𝙬𝙗 is extended deep into the rafters, and Magisk has to walk away for now.
Yeah, crazy risk there from 𝙍𝙗𝙗 to take another fight. 4-on-3, and NiKo now on the prowl once again.
NiKo coming
But
from
NQZ,
heaven.
The positioning is
I
pretty
don't like
golden,
that.
right? He doesn't stay up front watching Mini instead. Way back just
Nah,
in
he's
case of
gonna
lurks
die.
like these. Head will pop up soon. And he misses it, but he still gets information.
And that helps. Okay, 𝘃𝙬𝙗 saves it. Tough shot on half a helmet.
How the hell?
2 versus
That
4
was
now
a
demanded
miss.
of Falcons, or Pain get that overtime guarantee. There is no challenge for Magisk to get the ramp, but Snow, 2 kills to his name, 22 rounds into play. And he's not given a chance to stop that bomb just yet. They catch 𝙍𝙗𝙗 in the vent.
But
What if
No
they go?
coverage.
Going
There's no
downstairs,
coverage.
not it, yeah.
Easy for Snow when they can't shoot back. And now Magisk is going to have enough time to scoop that bomb up. Snow just playing with him, distracting him long enough for reinforcements to come out from ramp. NQZ hits it from the
Brothers
double-op
playing
kill to the
with him.
closing frag. Overtime guarantee.
yeah, now they're yelling, man. They survived it all this game, man. They see NiKo take it to a next level with that 1v4. The conditioning was perfect there from the Falcons, but we watched Pain adapt live, and now they've got a lead. Now they've got series point guaranteed.
Told ya, Nuke is gonna be a banger.
It's 2 of them to try to close this. It's NiKo still at the tip top of the charts, 15-8.
Only
He's been
NiKo
a
can
menace
save
when
them
he
now.
gets his chances to shine.
3K entry outside. Coming up next.
They had them economically on the ropes.
I'm calling it.
The 𝘃𝙬😗 call in this moment is always fast. I feel like he's somebody who reminds me of the way 𝙁𝙗𝙗 calls back in the day, where when the pressure's on, it's really late into the game. He's very comfortable calling something that others might think is too
NiKo on the
risky.
tech man.
Falcons here on this T side.
Oh my
They've
god.
done one upper pop really late
GG.
into the round. A lot of outside control, but that's starting to fail.
Drop my
We
guy,
haven't
the
seen
AK,
the
man.
set tactic early on into the round, and here is the fake outside to start this off.
Oh, fast eh?
𝑇SS has to give himself a chance to get out hot. Pack
Don't
of
you
players
go on
right
a
behind him.
timing.
It's simple. It's good. It starts well. We've got Snow up top, dealt with 𝙁𝙗𝙗 out from main. Trade train is great for Falcons. It puts that
Hold
bomb
up.
on site. And NQZ's frag grenade softens them up nicely. 𝘃𝙬𝙗 has been found out. They know where the CTs are at. Falcons kept it simple and just challenged out the hut as a pack of players following through and putting a question mark around
Don't
Pain.
say this.
I mean,
You
they
can.
have 3 players with bottomed out bank accounts, and so they're not going to take their chance at this. Falcons, like you said, burn bright or die trying, charge their way into A.
He's comfortable making that kind of move. It's something we haven't seen yet. It's a play that can always go wrong, but it's a moment where Falcons, they kind of have the perfect economic situation to try something like that. A long drawn-out round, they lose to utility. Most of those options have stopped working in
Pain
general.
can still win this.
Why not keep it light?
NQZ can drop 2 weapons. They can still stop this.
Round 24, this could be decided for Pain. They've been in this situation recently. Will they clutch it out again?
Okay, that's That's gonna be close.
At least they're able to keep that full buy.
And again, but this time, Nico going up to Silo.
Just gonna go into the smoke outside. Squeaky flash is good for him. He's already tried to get in, but it's Snow to the back of him. And then they just run through that smoke on ramp. 𝙬𝙗𝙗 misses the triple, but so be it. Falcons tried to do what Pain did on Dust2 to push it the distance. Pain got themselves into overtime, only for Falcons to sweep them away 4-0 overtime rounds on the second map of this series.
Nico can win this.
Us into Nuke.
GG's.
And if it wasn't for that glorious 1v4 from Nico,
Let's
this
see.
map
Let's
would have been
hold up.
10 rounds ago.
The man, the myth, the beast is still alive.
And so how sadly poetic is it that he's left alone again? Another
76
clutch
HP, still got
demanded
this.
of Falcon Star. And he will kick it
55
off
seconds.
with 1 kill at an easy cost. A quarter
Don't
out for the
smoke
first
yourself
one.
off.
You've got players all up in lobby, and if it wasn't Nico, you'd write it off. But the hopes of Falcons falter, and Pain will pick this up. Round 24 needed,
GG.
but by God, they've done it.
Almost, and I do mean almost, even though that only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Did we find ourselves precariously situated right next to another overtime? However, that is not the case. Snow comes alive towards the end of the game, and ultimately Pain pushed through that pain that could have been.
That's another big W for Pain. You know, a massive victory.
Desperate stats?
Taking down
Desperate
Falcons,
stats or what?
booking a spot in the 2-0 game as well, now putting them just 1 game away from qualifying to the playoff as well. Obviously a massive disappointment for Falcons. You
Who
see
was
the
playing for
players here as
stats
well.
according
You
to
can
you,
see Tess
man,
is
right?
obviously very affected by it. Sonic, probably not sure what just went down here, but I gotta say, I feel like once again, Pain were the better team. Pain have the better team play. They have the better synergy. There was one player on the side of Falcons that kept Falcons alive.
Okay,
that was
we'll
obviously
get
Nico. We
matches
saw what he was able to do in the pistol. Saw
later
what he was
on.
able to do in the first half. Had quite a lot of impact. But outside of Nico here, Nuke, Falcons didn't have anything to offer.
This map would have been an absolute embarrassment for Falcons if not for Nico. That pistol.
Is it gonna be FaZe versus Pain?
Mentioning it as well.
That's gonna be a banger if
the
that's
sole
happening.
reason that
Falcons
Falcons
versus
were able to
Eternal
bring this
Fire.
one back. And I
That's
would like
also
it
a
did feel
banger.
like for the side of
We
Pain,
can watch
they were
both.
kind of choking a little bit, there, and you could see Snow. Someone Tracer just mentioned
If
right now, he
those
was having an
happen
abysmal map, especially
before
up on the side.
6
He was kind of
or
getting
7
abused quite a
PM.
bit. But again, Pain, they didn't let
And
it
if
slip
late
away.
night,
You know, it looked
we
like
can
they're going
watch.
to kind of choke a little bit, and it's going to be Falcons bringing it back. Nico kind of leading this comeback, so to speak. That clutch was phenomenal.
That's insane.
But even then, it wasn't enough. And yes, I 100% agree with you.
Man.
If that pistol clutch hadn't
Man,
happened,
this
we'd be
guy
talking about how
is
Pain
so
looked
crazy.
so very convincing on both the maps that they won. Even on Dust2 making very close. And I'll say it right now, Pain were clearly
This guy's a
easily
solid
the better team.
anchor.
See the
Solid
and that's the unfair
anchor.
part, right? Because for Pain to win this game,
Such a solid
personally,
anchor.
I don't care what fashion they're winning in. I don't care if it's a scrappy game. I don't care the fact that they were 1 round away from
There
going
it
into
is.
overtime. Fact of the matter is, a win is a win for Pain Gaming, and it's a massive win. Extra points to the VIS system, 1 game away from the playoff, more prize money guaranteed. But the other way around, I would care the way and the fashion Falcons would have won. Had it been Falcons winning 13-11, I would still be thinking, wow, that wasn't a great win. Now Falcons, you move into a 2-0 position. You're by far the weakest team out of all the 2-0 teams, etc., etc. So the two narratives that we're trying to paint right here, we're almost keeping them up to a different standard. Whereas for Pain, massive W
refresh
for
the page
Falcons.
once
Even if they
more.
were to win this game, it would have been scrappy and it wouldn't have been a
Please
positive outcome
show
of what
us,
they've done tonight.
I mean, really look at this series, right? Look at Mirage, it was Pain all the way, right? You look at Dust2, we saw the way they completely capitulated and required, again, in overtime having to get the win right there. And you look at Nuke, apart from Nico, who was the one player who stood on and allowed that comeback to happen, apart from that, what else can we say about Falcons, right? Sure, they had a good
Crazy
half
match,
on Dust2,
crazy
overtime
series.
was good. That's pretty much it. That's the only,
I knew
the plaudits you can give
it
this
was
side.
going to be
If you look at Pain,
good
they're winning
series.
Mirage, convincing stuff. On Dust2 as well, having the comeback right there. And on Nuke, incredible start to the map. Sure, they kind of lifted the foot off the pedal a little bit here and there, but they're able to close it out in the end. So in every department, every metric you want to kind of compare these teams to, I'm saying Pain won about 90% of them, apart from Nico.
Yeah, and commiserations, Nico, but you're right. To continue the conversation about the side of Pain and keeping
Show
the
me
ball
at your
going in the
TV.
right direction. Yes, this was a little
Show me
scrappy.
now.
Yeah, they had to work on it. Yeah, in fact, if you look at this series overall, individual performances might have pushed it to the echelon that it got to.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. NQC, man on the screen right here, is a great example. Won 5 for 6 opening kills, was all over the map, had impact with the AWP, had impact with the pistol, had impact with the rifles as well at certain occasions. Overall, I'm just happy on behalf of Pain Gaming that
This is the
they've now
same
found a
studio which
level
was
where
used in
they stabilized.
Shanghai
Again,
Major,
I'm not saying
right?
Pain
Yeah.
Gaming played perfect
same
Counter-Strike right
studio.
here. They could have lost this game as well, and by no means did Falcons play well. But for Pain to be in a position now where you're 14
let us know the
VIS,
matchups.
you're again one win, one game away from making it to the playoff. You guaranteed more prize money. You got points by beating Falcons right here, a team that is currently ranked, I believe, 8th in the VIS, which gives them an additional points to that one. It's a massive win, and it's again Pain Gaming confirming they're stabilizing as a team within the top 15, which I don't think many people had on the bingo card at the start of the year.
Yes, bingo. That is bingo. Perhaps we can go ahead and take a look at some of the results on the other side of this equation. Yes, we constantly flip coins around here. If we look at everything that we got,
Astralis won a game.
Astralis won a game.
God damn.
Show us the matchup,
that
please,
definitely
please,
happened,
please.
Jacob.
Which was also kind of labored, by the way. I think it was 13-11 or
Okay, big
13-10 or
one.
something against the dead team
Complexity,
walking, but they got a
of
win
course.
right there. MIB are making it very
Interior,
comfortable
of
as well.
course.
I think the Complexity VP game, we spoke about this earlier as well. I don't think that scoreline really represents how close that affair was. Complexity yet to win a map, by the way, but they're getting close. They're
In
getting there.
2025, by the way, they have yet to win a series,
It's
right?
still just
Or
February.
map.
It's still
And map.
February. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
okay.
tomorrow. You know, maybe they face us. No, they can't face Astralis. Never mind.
Saw.
Yeah, there's a couple different things. We'll have to obviously get the actual matchups on the screen, but yeah, there is some misery around these brackets and around these groups, and I can tell you that misery loves company, Jacob. So
Well,
go
that's
ahead.
the cool thing about this format, you know. Even if you're off to a bad start, even
not
if your
showing the
first best of 3
matchups.
wasn't looking great, even if
Edging
your
us.
second best of 3 wasn't looking great, you get a third best
But
of 3
we
to
will
try to
not
stay alive.
leave
So
until
you have to win
see
3
the
games in
matchups
order
for
to
tomorrow.
qualify for the playoff, and you have to lose 3 games in order not to. Overall, very forgiving format, but also a format that allows teams to grow
tests
into
you.
the tournament. Yeah, it tests you, it tests your map pool, tests your resilience, and tests your longevity as well. Some of these teams
What
are going
do
to
you
play 5
think,
days in a
guys?
row.
Who is going
Astralis
to
probably
win
being one of them. You know,
this
it could be
tournament?
SAW as well for that matter. But overall, it's nice
Is
to
it
see teams
FaZe?
can warm up into
Is
the
it
tournament. So a lot can change
Pain?
despite that some of them have been off to a good start and some of
Is
them
it
have been
EF
off to
or is it
a rather weak start.
Yeah, a rather questionable start.
Let's put it that way.
A rather fumble-ish sort of start. I don't even know if that's a word, but I've definitely used it. Let's take a look at our A-Stream results as well. We just caught you up on that B-Stream
my
stuff.
God, don't show
and
us
so
this,
just a
we
quick
already know.
recap of where we've been. Yes, that is FaZe 2-1 over Eternal Fire a little earlier. That one did go the distance. We did get a blowout in the beginning, and then obviously we run it all the way back, as we did here with Pain and Falcons. Earlier today, Mongols beat up on Wildcard and Mal's and 3D
Come
Max.
on, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the FaZe Eternal Fire game absolutely did deliver. I think that was a
Man,
game
they're
of the
not
day for
even
me
updating
personally.
here.
Yeah, a very great game. Mongols was entertaining. I think everyone's going to remember the Senzu ace on towards Banana. Mongols getting getting things done against 3D Max, albeit it was a reasonably close affair. 3D Max again continuing to punch away above the weight. But this is the result of this format, Trace. You know, Swiss system, best of 3 from the get-go. The favorites usually come out on top. And that's why we want to heap even more further praise to the side of Pain, considering that they're not one of the teams you're talking in the same breath as your
it
Mouse,
can be
as
FaZe
your
versus Mongols too.
as your Mongols for that matter. And
So-
they're looking good right now on top.
Yeah, you win 3 and
It
you
can
shall
be.
be set free, I think is how the Swiss bracket works out. But obviously there's still more Counter-Strike to cover up into that point. We're powering through what is a group stage.
We're not even halfway through the group stage.
Yeah, we're powering
Crazy.
through it.
Not
It's-
even.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and just move right.
It's been a
swiftly
long day, man.
Into the schedule. No, maybe for some, maybe for Nico, but not for us. So let's take a look at what tomorrow holds.
Alrighty. 3D Max versus MIBR. Interesting game. I think 3D Max is one of the most underrated teams at this
Boring,
tournament as of right now. They're playing
boring,
good Counter-Strike.
boring.
Wildcard versus VP. Wildcard did lose 2-0 today, but they really put
3D
them
Max
to the test and
MIBR
probably
can be
should have
good.
won a map. Complexity gets a great opportunity to win the first match
VP versus
in
Wildcard.
2025 for them. Map for that matter as well. I'm pretty sure they are going to win that
Don't know
game. If
about
not, then
others.
disband. SAW versus FlyQuest as well could be a very, very interesting game as well. 2 teams who've obviously struggled a lot. FlyQuest, I think, is still a team, whereas for SAW, it's all exploding over there in their camp. So I think
That's
overall
it?
there's a clear-cut favorite in all of these games. But as we usually see it, a couple of surprises.
4
throughout the day.
matchups?
Yeah, every now and then.
1, 2,
I was gonna
3,
say goodbye to
4.
4 teams as
We need
well.
4 more.
Yeah, somebody is going home. That is also how tournaments work.
Quite a few number of teams.
Check this out, though. What
Got
is
an
going
A-stream
on
as
for
well.
us on the A-Stream tomorrow? That's where we find ourselves.
And we got Eternal Fire big. I think Eternal Fire should be the favorites here, despite still it's going to be a pretty cool game overall. Falcons Astralis, that is spicy indeed. FaZe Mouse, I haven't seen that in a while. Classic rivalry, and of course, Pain for the win, having to go up against the Mongols.
Pain
These are
versus
great games.
Mongols.
Great games.
Mouse Face particularly excites me.
That's a very interesting game. That could easily be a semi-final, a grand final as well at this
And
tournament.
a real test for Brolan as well.
For
I
sure.
wanted
a
FaZe
real test
versus
against
Pain.
a really good team. I think Pain versus Mongols. I think Pain are, I wouldn't say lucky to face the Mongols. I don't think the Mongols have played at their highest capability so far in this tournament. So if there ever was a time for Pain to make that game competitive, maybe
Who
tomorrow.
the hell
I think the
put
last time
Mouse
Pain
against
played
us?
Mongols, Pain beat them in a major. So there we go.
So you're saying there's a chance, guys?
There's always a chance, Trace.
Falcons
Okay.
versus 𝙁𝙗𝙗, Trace. How does that make you feel?
I guess giggly. I don't know. What do you? How do you feel?
Let's
Jacob?
see.
How does
We
that
can
make
do
you
Pain
feel?
versus
Yeah.
Mongols,
Charles on the
but I'm not
ropes
sure
time and
about
time
FaZe
again.
I mean,
versus
that's going to
Mongols.
be an
I want
interesting
to
game. I think it's two
avoid
teams who are
I
currently
don't
struggling
think-
to find their
Magis
footing.
I'll try
and
to.
Zonic
That's the
versus
thing.
𝙬𝙗.
They return against 𝙬𝙗𝙗. I think that whole duel is kind of washed out. You know, what's in
Okay, guys, take care. Mouse versus FaZe will be good. Yeah, it will be good. It will be really good. They're looking good. I mean, like how they played against 3D Max today. Oh, they played good. That's gonna be a banger. Sure, I'm damn sure. Good night, good night. Like and subscribe if you liked the stream. Good night. Thanks for watching. Good night.